was bullshit.
Step right up, got tickets on sale. In today's episode, trains coming off the rails. Watch it all burn from the screen on your phone. But don't you worry about it, you're safe at home. Every talking head will tell you everything's fine. It's the blind leading the blind. Yeah, it's a circus out here, we're wobbling on a wire. There's a lady with a beard, clowns juggling fire. Elephants and donkeys got us jumping through hoops. Y'all wish that I was lying, but you know that is the truth. Get your popcorn ready and pour you something strong. If the world's still spinning, the shit show goes on. Well, the world's strongest man just dropped the ball, and the tent's caving in from the weight of it all. Yeah, the lion's out the cage, puppets in a rage, and the ringleader's on parade. It's a circus out here, we're wobbling on a wire. There's a lady with a beard, clowns juggling fire. Elephants and donkeys got us jumping through hoops. Y'all wish that I was lying, but you know that is the truth. Get your popcorn ready and pour you something strong. If the world's still spinning, the shit show goes on.
Come on! Witness the greatest show on earth! Enjoy the flames!
It's a circus out here, we're wobbling on a wire. There's a lady with a beard, clowns juggling fire. Elephants and donkeys got us jumping through hoops. Y'all wish that I was lying, but you know that is the truth. Get your popcorn ready and pour you something strong. If the world's still spinning, the shit show goes on.
Whoever else. Thank you. I really was talking to you. Sorry. It's been a long day. Whew. But you know what? I'm in my gear. Now there's sound though, right? It's good now, right? Let's all eat McDonald's while Gutters isn't muted. No. Oh. Okay. Much better. Or should, LW actually said that he kind of dared me to do the show. Is it loud and clear? Do I need to turn it down some? He dared me to do the show
like this. Do you think I should do it like this the whole night? Or would it drive you guys nuts? I feel like it would drive you nuts. I feel like it might drive me nuts. But right now it's kind of cute. If I could be cute, this is how I'd be cute. Because this is the only way I'm going to be cute. Trust me. Oh no. I know, Dark. It's not good. It's fucking nuts. Spoilers, you want me to be muted. See, I could do it last. See here. We'll just like ease up on it a little bit. So I just sound like a little girl. A little more maybe. Like that. What's that sound like? Hit the mute. I agree. Okay.
We'll just go back to we'll go back to normal. I also have this other side over here where it gets really dark.
Now it reminds me of what every dog sounds like when he talks to you. Male or female. Hey, are you gonna eat all that hamburger without me? Pretty sure of it.
Okay. Okay, we're done. I think I got it out of my system. Thank you for helping me get through it. All right. So, how's everybody's Tuesday? I don't think you're going to be able to see me on Friday. I know it's all going to hurt your feelings, but that's why I'm in my 4th of July garb. I don't like to call it garb, but anyway, that's why I'm in my 4th of July stuff. So, because I don't think I'm going to be here on Friday, which I have to tell you, I'm really excited because I'm going camping, glamping, whatever you want to call it. Why do I only have 2 bars? You'd think I'd have more than that. I'm on Xfinity. I wonder if I need to clean up my computer. Fools, help. Baker, help. No, we're not going in my plane. Are you crazy, Oilers? Nope, we're going in my RV. I need to put, yes, it's fixed, and it was a relay. A simple relay is what held us up. I'm a little pissed, but I'm also grateful that it was found. Because, yay, now we're going camping. Should be fun. We're going to the coast, but it's supposed to be nice, I think. Please let it be nice. The other thing is I don't want it to be like too nice because we're going to be hooked up to 110, not 50 amp. And so, yeah, no AC. Yeah. This should be fun. It'll be fun. I know it will be. It's the coast. It usually doesn't get boiling hot. But yeah, should be fun. And we don't have to spend any money either. Well, except to get there. Oilers, you're headed to California? Woohoo, good for you. Well, no, I'm sorry that you're going to California, but enjoy. Oh, look who's here. Mr. Duggar, I ain't got that dumb redheaded bitch to introduce you with, but that's okay, right?
Thank you so much. That bitch is scary. Oh my God, man. I've never seen somebody appearance change so much. You know,
Yeah.
she used to be kind of hot. She always did have that big schnoz, but
Yeah, I don't even think filters will fix that shit.
oh no, man. But what was weird is how she looked when she dropped them new pictures, unless she's had them for some time, from what she looks like now.
Yeah.
True.
So
That bitch is the lizard people, man.
we're talking about, what the hell's her name?
Oh hell, hey Dart.
What's her name? Kathy
Griffin.
Griffin. The crazy bitch. Okay, I better go up here and say hey to everybody. Heather, she got the booby prize today. I seen her come in at 12:30 this morning and jump right on that. So she got the booby. Lucky you.
I like boobies.
Well, you have to be the first one, and you only get one.
I was the first one online with you.
True.
If I can't have two, I don't want none.
Oh, come on. You can imagine the other one.
That's weird, I either want two or three. You got to have one on her back for dancing,
Right. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Sure.
So, back in the day, I'm pretty sure my shoulder blades were bigger than my boobs. So,
Oh, poor baby. I bet you had that. I bet you made them jeans nice though, didn't you?
Well, I'm not so certain there was a whole lot to me, to tell you the truth. I was 100 pounds soaking wet. Pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah.
You were a spinner.
A spinner, yes. Mishka, how are you, darling? And Miss Flatty, how are ya?
Hi, darling. I
And
love Flatty.
anyways is in the house.
Miss Ann.
And
Who's Dark?
Oilers. Yep, and Dark. And Kimmy Baby.
Kimmy's there?
And Mr. Chris Bowl. What part of Oregon you from? I'm from right around the Portland area. I'm not really from here. I just happen to be close to here.
Marvin kidnapped her and took her there.
Yeah. No sound? What do you mean? Oh, no, that was before. Okay. Robin McCann. Welcome. Who else?
Import Duggar.
Import.
First some bitch get kicked out of our country, you little crying
That's right.
Canadian Chinook.
Yeah. Yeah, what he said.
We could do a whole show just like this. Yes, we could.
I know it. What do you think they'd be all pissy?
Or we could be dark.
Hey, you know, they give us toys.
That's right. They give us toys and then tell us not to touch them.
They're mean people.
It's just not fair.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
What's going on with good? Let me adjust that back.
Oh, you're still
Yeah,
talking.
I was still in monster mood there, you know. So what's going on with you today?
Oh, just getting ready to go camping. Lots to do.
Man, I just made me a good pot of spaghetti.
Did you?
Yes, sir. Sausage, meatballs, the whole work. Had some fresh Parmesan put on it, and the right bread. My buddy, he goes, "This ain't spaghetti noodle." I said, "No, they're angel. I like angel hair noodles better than I do spaghetti noodles. I'm sorry, I just do." And once he started eating them, he goes, "I think I like them better than spaghetti noodles too." So I had spaghetti noodles. I just like angel hair pasta a little better.
Yeah, to each their own. It just all depends on what what you like. Sometimes it's what people are used to. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that they don't like it. It's just changing it makes them go, "Oh, that doesn't taste quite right. What the hell?"
Man, why the others being hateful, man? He.
Oh,
I know what it was.
Funky.
He had Canadian Day yesterday, and he's running
did.
for city council, and he didn't even know
Yes,
what
he's
Canadian
getting
Day
all
was
cocky.
for.
Well, he's getting ready to
cocky.
go to California. He's probably trying to toughen his own skin up. He got to go to California and deal with all those liberals. I'm so sorry, Oilers. Why is that the city?
Well, he's a
why is
liberal
that the
too.
state you picked to go to?
He's a liberal. He's a liberal, so what does it
not
matter?
liberal.
Oh, he's lefty.
He's not either.
When
I whooped that out of him when he first got here. Hey, Pesky, what's up, Chris?
Oh, you went today? Good for you, bro.
It's today. No, today is Canada Day. Today. Canada Day.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Poor little feller.
Yeah. What else do I know?
Well, they passed the bill in the Senate, and they sent it back to the
House now.
The House now, and that.
Yeah, I know.
We should fly through that, but
I don't know. But if I hear Mr. Trump one more time say, "Well, everybody got a little bit of everybody got a little bit of something," I'm gonna knock him out. First of all, that's what irritates me about bills.
Yeah,
that's what it does. Let's satisfy this one, and let's satisfy this one, and let's satisfy this one. But sorry, we really screwed you in all these other areas.
Yeah. The part about the AI they got in there kind of worries me a lot. They're giving them 10 years unregulated. I don't think it. I think it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's a subject should have been argued by itself, presented by itself. I think everything that they need a vote on should be a singular item. I don't think it should be these, omnibus omnibus bills where they just put a bunch of crap in there and then they pull a little bit out and then okay, we gave away back some.
Mhm.
I don't know.
This is why I don't like the idea of bills, because this is what happens is shit gets shoved under the rug, and we don't know what really gets set out there until they're all done with it. And then lo and behold, here's a bunch of shit we didn't want in there. And that's the kind of stuff that worries me. That's why I think that they just need to simplify it. Go just one law. Every single law gets voted on separately. And no, we're not going to vote on this one if you vote good on that one. No. None of that shit. This is not an auction. This is not this is our freedoms and this is our country, and you're not going to do that shit.
Yeah, we're the government, not them.
Yeah.
Government by the people and for the people.
I just don't understand that.
I think that's something that's been on everybody's heart for years and years and years is term limitations. It's time for them some bitches to go home that's been in there 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
If they've been in there for 10 years, it's time for them to go home. They did their service to the country. Now get the hell out. Go back to your dentistry or your lawyership or whatever you were doing before you became a senator or
they
a
definitely shouldn't be getting rich off the government, working for the government like that. I'm sorry. You know what? I just don't think that's what the minute that you start making the minute they started making good money, that's when all of our freedoms started disappearing, because it wasn't about us anymore. It was about them and what they could, what they were going to get out of it. I mean, it's how many have gotten rich? They went in basically with not a pot to piss in, and they come out with everything. It blows me away.
For instance, Obama came in with worth less than $1 million. Now he's worth like 20 or 30 million or more.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Pelosi. She should be in jail.
Yeah.
For insider trading. I mean, I don't know. If I had the information they had, she'd be smoking beans underneath the jail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm definitely. I think that this is the problem with this whole. It's gotten so big now. I mean, do you know how much the government grew when Biden was in office? So when he talks about all those jobs that he was supposedly made for us while he was in office for 4 years, he hired 200,000 government employees. You know what? I don't want a bigger government. I don't.
Well, he got 80,000 new IRS people. What's that tell you about his party?
Mm-hmm.
People don't know it. There is no Democratic Party. There's remnants, but there's no Democratic Party. They're Marxist Communist Party now. Because if you can't listen to how and what they're talking and what they're trying to support, where it be gang members, illegal aliens, trans, and LGBTQ. Dude, I don't care what your bedroom secret is. Just don't be bringing them in on my kids.
Mm-hmm.
They don't need to know that. They're kids. They got a whole lifetime to figure out who they are and what they want to be. We don't need somebody to say, oh, it's okay to go mutilate yourself. Well, in fact, we need counselors to go in there and say, don't do that. That's stupid. And it is stupid. It's a mental problem. Oh, AOC is absolutely worth it. And that new Crockett chick, God,
Well, they are on those two though. I'm telling you what, they're they're
yeah,
not. I'm sure they're not getting a lot of rest. Those man, I'm telling you what, they are now. Those bitches know how everybody else felt for the last 10 years or however they've been. However long they've been in government. Because let me tell you what. Whew,
yeah, it goes a long way in our government they're lying to us. The FBI was lawless in the way they treated American people, the way they spied on Trump. I mean, he just built him an alligator prison down there, though. So I'm telling you, that there's fixing to be some big push. They have a big bunch of people are self-deporting now more than ever, because if we have to come find you, we kick you out anyway, and you have no chance of ever coming back. If you're really looking for your freedom, you better snatch it up, because they're going to give you some money to leave, fly you not at your expense to whatever country you're from or wherever your destination is you want to go. And they better grab it, because they serious. There's fixing to be some more governors and higher state officials held accountable for these sanctuary cities and states. Uh, we needed a strong president. I don't care how you feel on Trump. He's a strong president. He says what he does. He's transparent enough to know, if he tells you he's going to build a wall, he's going to build a wall. If he's going to cut taxes, he's going to cut taxes. Dropping a few bombs on Iran. I want a cocky president. I want a president that knows what he's doing. Iran don't want any of us for really. The war would last less than 3 days if they really bowed up to us. So, they got a big army and stuff, but the Iranian people wanted their government out. They were being suppressed, back before the Ayatollah came in, women didn't have to wear the burqas and all that shit. I mean, I don't know, man. They're crazy people, man. And then people jumping up with flags of the Palestinians that are, and they're gay. They don't even know that they'll get chunked off the fucking roof. They go to Palestine and be gay. Try being gay in Palestine. See what that gets you. That'll get you thrown off a roof or buried to your neck and stoned or beheaded. And this is the people they're hollering from. It's all paid actors. They show up at every protest in mass, and they've already proved they've linked the same phone numbers that were at other places. So I don't know, man. That telephone tracks everybody now. That's the government's way of keeping an eye on you.
mm-hmm.
And Trump's coming out with a new phone, and I'm thinking about getting me one of those, just because all these apples and stuff we got has hidden software in them. Am I scared the Chinese are going to come down, shut down Mr. Duggar? No, but just to give them the satisfaction of knowing that they can track me, I don't like that shit, man. I don't like it at all.
The thing about it is there's cameras basically everywhere. So,
Everywhere.
I mean, to get away from it, I don't know what you're going to do. You're going to have to walk around in camo and, you know what I mean? Stuff that cameras can't see. Cause they're everywhere now.
Yeah.
That's why when people are like, those auditors, how dare they do that and go and film people? Jesus, there's a camera on every corner, every street corner.
It's already been through the Supreme Court. They have the right anywhere from public to film.
Yeah.
And the reason they did that is they wouldn't to give us one of our rights. It's so they can do it. It just happened to go along with our rights.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm telling you, it's getting to be a big brother society. A lot of people don't know what that is. Look it up. Big brother awaits you.
Hmm.
But you're going camping, huh?
Yep. Going to the coast.
You gonna take your fishing pole?
Oh, I'm sure Marva will. I won't. I don't care two shits about fishing. No fisherman wants me out there fishing. Trust me, none.
You gonna,
Because if you want something to get tangled up, give it to me. I can tangle that bitch up in about 3
that's
seconds
funny.
flat
Yeah,
every
I
time.
would. I would love to get me a big old supply of some Dungeness crab. My God, them things are delicious.
Yeah, that's Marv's favorite.
Yeah,
He
I like
loves
blue
it.
crab a little better than Dungeness, but there's nothing that I don't like about a Dungeness crab. They're actually easy to clean, and they pick pretty good. But that blue crab just got a little sweeter meat to it, I think.
I love cleaning crap, but I just can't. As soon as it gets about right here, I'm like, ugh,
Really,
can't eat it. Yeah, for some reason.
I
And it
could eat.
looks so good. I mean, anything you dip in butter, I can pretty much eat, but not that.
Yeah, I make crab croquettes,
Mm-hmm.
like salmon patties, but with crab. I'll make you follow me around. They're so good. Them things are so good, man.
Yeah, I just
And,
can't.
and
I've tried.
I make my own coconut shrimp. Delicious. But I'd really love just having fried shrimp, man. When my mom cooked shrimp, she had this great big old crock bowl. Of course, I had 3 other brothers and my dad, you know. And when I was young, we ate shrimp like most people do chicken,
Mm-hmm.
because we had kinfolk in the business, or I was in the business in the later years. When I got up to be 15, 16, 17, I'd always take 100 pounds of shrimp home,
Mm-hmm.
and they just take it out of my check. But that would always I'd always kept the freezer full of fish, and we were big fish eaters, and we raised our own cattle, our own hogs, our own chickens or rabbits, and had an acre and a half garden, which is a lot of garden.
Yeah.
We grow some sweet corn on about half of it, a bunch of beans and potatoes and okra and you name it, we grew it. Peppers and eggplant. And the stuff in the woods we'd harvest too, like the blackberries, the dewberries, the grapes, and I hunted. I got deer meat, fried, other rat. I like a wild rabbit, swamp rabbits back where I lived in Texas. They're about a 5-6 pound rabbit. Man, them things are so good. Fried up and then put in an onion gravy and then slow steam simmer cook on some rice or potatoes. Oh, so good.
Rabbit?
Yeah.
No.
Rabbit's delicious. I love
can't.
rabbit. I like
can't.
rabbit better than I do chicken.
I can't eat. I can't. I love rabbits, so my daughter actually hates them. But I
Well,
absolutely love rabbits, so I just
we
can't.
we had pets. We had big lots
Mhm.
and stuff that we let out on the ground and just hang out with them while they eat fresh grass and call to them. They go pick them up, put them back in their cage. But
I'll eat you
I
for
was
dinner later, buddy.
I was supplying eggs to 2 or 3 different stores because I had 300 caged hens all the time, and we raised yard eggs too. I had a couple hundred yard chickens that I free range every day, and ducks. The only thing I wouldn't have is a guinea. We'd raise turkeys too, but I hated guinea hens, and then I got told by a buddy of mine. He goes, "You need you about 6 guineas." I said, "No, I hate them." He goes, "Dude, those are your watchdogs." And I said, "Well, hell, I'll trade you something. Give me 6 of them." So, and I was so glad I did. Them things let me know when things were going on out there. And we had geese, and geese, if they got stirred up, you heard them, boy. But I mean, I don't know, man. I had never bought store-bought meat in my life until I was about 19. You know, maybe if I'm cooking out on the beach or something, I'll stop at the store and get a couple pounds of hamburgers. I'll make hamburgers. But I had never bought ribs in my life, and you know how they put 2 ribs in one pack. And I bought 2 packs because one I was gonna get a set of ribs for my buddy and a set for me. Well, I had 4 sets of ribs, and we had moved to Houston, and we had pulled this big ass smoker with us, and we called it the lung. And so I smoked them up, and I said, "Well, I got them defrosted. I got to cook them. I got a fire going, so I might as well cook them." I said, "We can have leftovers." And about that time, here come my new neighbor. He lived above us. He's the biggest black man I ever seen in my born put together. He's about 7 foot tall and about half that wide. And he wasn't fat. He was just a big, humongous man. I got to meet him. He come up there, and I was going to make fun of him a little bit because he had a little clutch, almost like a shaving kit, but it was like a purse. And he goes, "I see you looking at my purse." I said, "You called it a purse. I didn't call it a purse." But he come walking up, first time. He said, "Hey, you and that other little white boy live below us." I said, "First off, we are white, but second off, neither one of us little boys or little white boys. We both gray men." He said, "Oh, don't get touchy. I said, "Well, I'll show you how I am." I said, and I scooped 2 of them old packs of ribs, links of ribs up and put them on a plate. Said, "Here, go feed your family." He laughed. He said, "Shit, I'll eat all them myself." And I was an Earl Campbell fan because I was an Oiler fan, And so every Saturday and Sunday, I'd be wearing my Oilers stuff. I had a Earl Campbell wristwatch. I had his shirt and a hat with 34 on it. And he called me up because we played dominoes, and we played a game called Moon. And it was a gambling game. And we go up there, and I kept my Crown Royal sack full of dollars and quarters just to go play Moon with him. He calls me. He thumps on the floor with his broom, which I mean, "Come here," And I said, "All right," and I hit the roof if I wanted to talk to him. Well, I go up there, and he said, "You want to play some dominoes?" I said, "Yeah." I said, He said, "Go grab your little Crown Royal sack and come on up." I walked up in there, and the guy's name was Nate Taylor. He played for the Rams and the Detroit Lions, And there, sitting on his couch, was the Tyler Rose, which is Earl Campbell. And he goes, "Look at here, Earl. That boy thinks you're his hero." I said, "First off, I ain't a boy. Second, he is my hero." and I, cause he said, "Dude, you got you got my watch?" I said, "Yeah, I got your watch. I got everything of yours, bro. You're my hero. I'm a devout Oiler fan since conception." And so we got to be really good friends playing dominoes. And Earl, Nate to give Earl some of them ribs. And I didn't even know he was up there at the time. And he'd give him some of them ribs. And he said, "Them were some damn good ribs." He said, "What's your secret?" I said, I gave him the old classic, "Well, I can't tell you, I'd have to kill you," kind of thing. But I showed him. And you know what? That's how he started cooking his ribs in the restaurants. Because he had a couple barbecue restaurants. And it's the secret not everybody knows, but the people who do always have the most perfect ribs.
Mm-hmm.
You like ribs?
Yes. Love them. Yum, yum.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
I put them on my Traeger. Oh, yeah.
I wish I had a Traeger.
Yeah, I love it.
I-
Once you cook it on the Traeger, you'll go out to eat and you'll be like, "Oh, this tastes like shit. Let's go home." I just cook it myself because you just miss that smoky flavor that the Traeger always gives off.
Yeah, we use a wood smoker, but I wish I had a trigger. Now I do have a little electric smoker that does a pretty good job. Uh, uh, but it's only me, so it's great for just me.
Right.
I can make some jalapeno poppers or some chicken wings in it. Oh, they're beautiful. Or I can smoke a pork roast or some ribs
Mhm.
or brisket. It didn't get a deep smoke ring in it like it does on our regular barbecue pit smoker, but it did all right.
Mhm. Oh, yeah, our Traeger, we've had it for gosh, I'll bet we've had it for a good 10 years. When they first when they first got popular anyway, um, is when the kids all went together and bought it for Father's Day, and man, we use it, at least twice a week, maybe
Yeah,
3 times, if not 4 or 5 times a week.
my
Just
nephew
depends.
Dave got one a couple years ago, and I tell you what, he sure learned how to use that sucker. He can it. I want one of them because you can keep such a consistent heat.
Mhm.
That's a beautiful thing, man. Dial it down to about 125 and just
Well, if the wind's
forget about it.
blowing or it's cold out, it can take a little bit more to keep it to maintain it a good,
Well, his is only about a 2-year-old one. He doesn't have that problem.
Well, it also depends on where you have it at. So, like,
Yeah.
ours is out. Marv doesn't like it anywhere near the house, so it kinda sits off away from the house, and
Yeah.
we get quite a bit of wind. So, it will definitely sometimes I have to go out there and mess
Yeah.
with the
Yeah. He's got a back
thermometer a little bit.
patio, so maybe that's the reason.
Mhm.
But man, I tell you what, I like them little tray. I like my little smoker. Like I say, for just me, I don't need to pay that much for a smoker, and plus I got access to a real smoker, and I don't mind freezing fresh cooked brisket
Mhm.
because it holds really good. Oh, dude, we smoked some tuna. It's so delicious, and we catch a
Yeah.
lot, of kokanee salmon, and man, that's so good. Salmon's good
Yeah,
smoked
smoked
too.
salmon's really good. The Indians
Uh,
really know how to cook
oh,
or
I,
smoke their salmon, man.
I make
Good
a
shit.
real sweet molasses for to put my salmon in. Use
Mhm.
molasses. It's really so good.
So, have you got I better talk about what my title is or,
Well,
LW going, God damn it.
I didn't even
Um,
see it.
the the Idaho guy that shot, um, the firefighters,
Yeah.
first he started a fire, and then when they all showed up, they asked him to move his rig, and he was living in his rig, and that pissed him off. And I'm not exactly sure how it went from there, but he ended up shooting 3 people, 2 of which didn't make it. The other one's in critical
Oh,
condition and
good
has had
Lord.
2 surgeries.
Please tell me somebody shot him,
I think he might have took himself out, I'm not sure.
but he's no longer with us.
Yeah, he gone.
Good. Good. Oh
Yeah.
man. Prayers for the families killed by that idiot.
Yeah.
I don't know
So
how it's hard for us to think like that kind of person,
mhm.
and it's
Yeah.
so abhorrent to us that it's just something we just every fiber of our body go, no, that's wrong. How can you take that next step toward it? So I don't know. I think they should have a mental health drive through
Mm-hmm.
You feeling weird today? Drive through here and let's talk to you. You know, or whatever. I don't know. He deleted him. He was only 20. God
Yeah,
bless
he
our
was.
young people.
Yeah, he was really young. Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, she's got it down.
Man. Well, that's why Mr. Colt always walked around with me, my bodyguard. You know, Colt's been a good friend.
I may or may not. So you take it a chance and trying to come near me because I may or may not.
Me too. I'll say that
There you
too.
go. Exactly.
I might be
It'll
carrying.
be a surprise.
It might not be Mr. Colt. It might be Smith and Wesson. They like we hang out too.
Right.
You know, I don't know, man. Mr. Remington. You know, that's if you really piss me off. You know,
Well,
too bad I lost all my stuff though in my boat accident.
yeah, me too. That's
Heckgummit.
why I say it's a surprise. Whether take your chance. Yeah, it
What?
is. It's good to have friends. Holy.
Well, you know what pisses me off is, going back to Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh, where they tried to whack Trump. He was set up there, and the guy they shot, they immediately cremated his body and washed off his blood. That was an ongoing,
Mm-hmm.
interrogation. The guy was talking to somebody on the phone just before he crawled up on that top of that building. They showed pictures of him with his phone.
Mm-hmm.
We never seen the inside of his house. His house was cleaned and swept. He had no social out there. And it's a young guy. I don't care how bad you think you are on. You talking to somebody or watching something on the computer nowadays if you're a young person.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Pre-Trump, I'm talking about in Biden years. It's lucky we even got a country, people. It's lucky we got a republic still. And just because some things we got some progress against it doesn't mean this battle's won. This is only the beginning of getting rid of it. And it's all over the world.
Patriot said that he was cremated in 6 hours. He heard I think he was too.
He was on a Black Rock commercial. He actually shot where the same place them other guys did. FBI, CIA guys. I wondered if he's even dead. Could he just been just ripped a little package of fake blood and they grab him and take him off? Who knows? Or did they just shoot him to shut him up?
Yeah, who knows?
Another Ruby came in there and shot him. They should have shot him before he pulled the trigger. He crawling up on top of the roof with a gun. The guy, the shooter of him, was waiting on permission to shoot.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. It's like, well, you wasted way too much time. He should have never been able to even gotten off a shot.
He was crawling around that close to a president with a long rifle in view. He should have been shot way before that. How many times did he peek over the top of that? If he was peeking, he could be seen. I think there was somebody else over there on top of that damn water tower too. They don't They don't want to admit it. I
So
don't know.
every time I try to type something,
Exactly, Chris.
StreamYard keeps stopping me. I'm telling you what, StreamYard, you and me are going to go around here and knock it off.
Or, how we always have grainy film where, this is all, I'm sorry, we're not getting good reception on them cameras. It's always convenient when, cameras, research is so, I mean, come on. You can see the spray out of a dog's butt when he farts from one of them cameras nowadays. I'm telling you, it's all been a scam, man. Yeah.
Well, that was weird.
Well, one of the reasons they're not getting away with so much right now is because we got so many computer warriors. They start spouting on doing that, and you got 30,000 people trying to look for seeing if they're lying or not. Scammers suck.
Yeah. Free fries for life. Holy no. No.
Started Del Pickles today.
I was wondering what the sun pickles were. I was trying to figure out. So I looked it up. It looks like it's just basically making pickles. Is that what it is? Or is there, is it
You set the jar in the sun?
right? Like sun tea?
I don't know, man. My mom used to make the best bread and butter pickle.
My mom did the bread and butter ones. I loved them.
Oh man, they were so good.
Mm.
Especially on a sandwich. Oh
Mm-hmm.
my God. Put that little extra sweet or whatever you was eating into it, man. Turkey. I liked them on turkey sandwiches.
Yeah.
They were delicious. And hot dogs,
Gutters says, Gutters. Euler said that the McDonald's manager is he might sponsor me, and I get a Big Mac.
Right on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, learn what Canadian Day is.
So there's no vinegar in it?
Yeah. So what is it? Souring it up from being Chow Chow's the shit.
So what do you put in it, Patriot? What do you put in it? And then do you put it in the sun? You do. I swear we can't even make sun tea here. It just does not get hot enough for it to. I guess the last 2 days maybe I could have, but normally it just never gets hot enough here to make sun tea.
Yeah, I love it. I actually had a jar of salmon because we used to jar our kokanee salmon. My buddy, he caught some nice summer rainbows last year, and he gave me 2 small jars. But my God, that shit's so good.
Mm-hmm.
He puts like 3 little harito peppers in it, and you dry the salmon off best you can, and fill up the jar with them. You don't use any juice of any kind. Little pinch of cannon salt just for flavor, and then 3 harito peppers. Screw that lid and put it in the pressure cooker and let the lids pop, man. It's the best damn thing you ever ate in your life on a sandwich. I mix it with some mayonnaise and just make a salmon sandwich. It's delicious. But make it stir it up with a little relish and put it on Ritz crackers. It's crazy, but it's great on a salad or just with cheese. They're delicious. We can elk like that too. So that way we do that, we just make a pot of gravy, brown gravy, and we'll put that. We'll sear the meat, and then we'll put it in some gravy, onion stuff, and then seal it up with carrots and stuff. And then while it's cooking to pressurize the elk is cooked and tender. Oh my gosh, so tender. And you can open that a year, 2 years from now, and it'd be just like you just canned it.
Yeah, I love me good pickles. They gotta have a crunch. If they're like fucking wobbly, I don't do well with them. My favorite pickle that I have in my refrigerator all the time are the garlic dill elites.
I've never had one of those.
They're only like this big, but they're perfect. I love them. Oh my gosh.
I like them little small sweet pickles, little miniature
Mhm.
cucumbers. I like them, but I like their crunchers. I love them when they're crunchy like that.
What's up, Yank? He checked in for some riveting
Pickle that
riveting
news.
conversation. Yes, you did. Well, we were talking about the Idaho
Cheddar.
shooting, and then we talked a little bit about Trump, and then the rest is just whatever else comes up, which is
Yeah.
probably going to be something to do with the RV thing.
No, we're not talking about no RV.
Definitely
I'll
not
break
gonna
out in football. I swear to God,
you-
I'll pull it like a gun.
no football. I heard enough of that shit last night.
Hey, yeah, did you see the big tour of the alligator Alcatraz? Anybody
Oh,
familiar with that?
No, let's go. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Yeah, Christy Nome went down there with Trump.
Yeah, I seen the interview, but I didn't get a chance to watch it. I was too busy. Sorry, I'm yawning. It's been a long day. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, and DeSantis. Yeah, exactly, Mom. Yeah, that's pretty.
Oh, Jesus,
They
an hour and
that's
15 minutes.
5,000. They got room for 5,000 people there, and I think I think it's a persuading that the people in our country illegally, you can come here, or we can send you home with a little pocket money, and we'll pay for your trip, and you can actually reapply for citizenship again, or you can come here because we had to chase your ass down. You'll never get to be a citizen in the United States, and we're going to hold you until it's convenient for us to ship your ass somewhere else. Dude, that thing looked like one big old dog run.
All right, here we go. Percent. Here we go. And you see it. Okay. Let me make it big.
Oh, that's what she said.
All right, here we go. Look at all the boneheads standing outside.
Every one of them should be detained and find out who they are. They have a right to protest. This is true, but they're going to find out who these guys are. Concentration camp.
Those look like they can get out of them. No, look at those. Look at the fences.
Processed in a week, save a ton of money. Yeah. Let me ask the chat. Chat. What about the people out there protesting? Do you think that they should at least find out who these people are? Do you think there might be an illegal alien actually in that crowd? Or maybe get the information and seeing if they're if they're getting paid to be there?
I think that one in front's illegal. That's how come his face is all covered up.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's you heard what Trump said, no mask. You know, there's no reason for him to be wearing a mask. Greetings, Heidi. 1776.
Hey, Heidi.
The answer to that whole question is yes.
They're going to sweep this 6 times to make sure there's nothing that should be used for contraband or weapons before the detainees come in.
See what I mean? It's an amazing job.
I have to say that I think it's funny.
Mr. President, Mr. Governor, what's your message to?
They kind of look like kennels.
That's what I said. It looked like a big old dog run.
Yeah.
With, you know.
Governor Gavin Newsom inside of this facility.
Well, the first thing you should do is come here and learn something. Because they
Of
don't
course
do
it's
this.
free.
They wouldn't know where to begin, and if they did it,
Propaganda.
it would cost them 100 times more. So I would say he should call the governor and Christie, and I'm sure you'd give him because his state is a disaster, and he doesn't do this.
Well, they have the original Alcatraz, so you guys could approve him being able to set one of these up over there. I'm sure the secretary would be happy to do that and provide. So my sense is he's probably not going to bite on that, but I don't know that they'd be able to come in at cost because they tried to do this high-speed rail. They spent like 150 billion, no tracks. We've got a privately funded rail in Florida from Miami to Orlando. It cost the taxpayer zero, and it's very successful. So it's just a much different approach between states.
We're not going to let him get anywhere near Alcatraz. And it cost 100 times more than they thought. Now, he ought to come here and study this because he could learn a lot. Yes?
First person checking into the room, sir.
Tomorrow.
Hopefully tomorrow, within the next 24
They have the doctors, they have all the professionals.
There's going to be a security suite because there have been civilians here, so they will sweep this multiple times to make sure there's nothing can be used as weapons or any contraband. And then once that's cleared, then they'll do. So it's really up to Secretary. I know has got people in the queue, and so they'll be ready to receive.
I think our viewers at home should note that this is air-conditioned facility. So if any of the news claims are keeping them out in the hot, humid South Florida, that is wrong. It's probably 62 degrees here.
To be honest. Hey, Biden wanted me in here, okay? He wanted
Biden wanted me in here.
And he
work
did.
out that way, but he wanted me in here.
What's your expectation what this will do for the speed and force of deportation?
A lot of things, and they're both telling me that these people come in here, they want to go home. And they want to go home, so we immediately send them home, where it's appropriate. Now, if somebody's a real killer, we don't send them anywhere. We put them in maximum security. Look, what we inherited from this guy, this incompetent man, and his administration, which wasn't incompetent, it was radical left, lunatic, communist, whatever you want to say. I know most of them. What we inherited should never, ever be forgotten. What they've made us do. This is all because of an open border policy where 25 million people flowed in. From all over the world, from prisons, from all over the world they flowed in. For no reason whatsoever. We had, when I left, we had a very powerful border. We had no problem.
Stop it. Yeah, you're right. Q. I caught that too. She got her Q all ready to go, but I know you was thinking QAnon. That the other governors would follow his lead and make their own little chain wire Alcatraz, and this is your one ticket out of here, but you don't get to ever come back in. So, and I think they should pull the self-deport card more often. Use this as a incentive. Like, yeah, you don't want to come live in a dog run, right? No, even if it's got AC, I don't want to be in there. But I don't have to. I was born here. I don't have to go through what they're going. And it's not that we don't have empathy for people. You don't come in a country, wave another country's flag, showing you how proud you are of where you're from, and then just come into my country illegally and start raising hell over here. It's time. It's time has come, and Donald J. Trump, yes, if you care if you like him or not, he's taking on that job, and he's got a group of people around him that think just like him. I'm proud of our president, and if that affects our feelings toward each other, that's your own fault. This is the way I feel. I'm allowed to have an opinion and a thought. Thank you very much for that time.
Yank said the last question asked during the press conference was hysterical. Trump had no clue what the reporter was asking. Oh, Jesus. Some of these reporters, man, it's almost like they have the Trump derangement syndrome so bad. All they can think about is how they're going to try to set him up for the next question. You know, it's all about what they can gaff him with.
Yeah. He doesn't get caught too many times though, you know. He'll totally, you know, turn it on him. He's the queen. He's you know, the king of comeback, you know. So Joe Biden could never get through one of his speeches without reading. He never reads off teleprompter. Okay, so what's that tell you?
Yeah.
You know, who was really running this bitch? It wasn't Biden.
Oh, hell no. He couldn't even shit his pants right.
He opened it up day one. He just opened the border, and people couldn't believe it.
That's right.
They were standing there. What are they doing? They said, "Go in." That's it. You look at the first day tapes. They opened it up and they said, "Go in," and that's where all of this began. But this is an amazing thing that they've done here. Really
but listen, people don't have to come here. If they self-deport and go home, they can come back legally. We will let them come back legally.
And there is a lot of self-deportation.
Yes. But if you wait and we bring you to this facility, you don't ever get to come back to America. You don't get the chance to come back and be an American again and work here. So
they weren't with us when the president and the Secretary Kevin and I, we went through the intake. So right when you do the intake, they have the information about voluntary departure. They have the ability. Obviously, you guys are funding that because it's a lot cheaper to do it that way. So even if they get brought to the front doorstep here, they still have an opportunity to just go back voluntarily, and then this way they're not.
Let's say they get in here, like, hey, I want to stay here, I want to go back.
We can put them on a plane that day and take them home. We'll buy their plane ticket, go home, and then they get the chance to come back legally. If they wait and say we're not
do that, they can come back legally after a period.
Yeah.
You've talked recently about the idea of finding some way to get farm workforce and service sector workforce, and I think you've discussed somehow a program of people leaving on a sponsorship and coming right back. Can you give us a little more detail about that and why, in the view of some hardliners, it's not amnesty?
Take care of our farmers and hotel workers and various other people, and we're working on it right now. And Ron's going to be involved, and you're involved.
Okay, stop it for a second.
We have a case.
And first off, that question's also baiting us our workers. Most of the workers that come in this country to work are coming in legally on a work visa. So don't let them tell you that most of these guys coming in here that are picking our crops are illegal aliens.
Well, a lot of them are.
Yeah, there are a few, yeah, but they actually
that's what Trump was talking about. He actually did a press conference yesterday or day before, and he was saying, yes, those the ones that, and there's quite a few of them. He said, if I get rid of all those guys that are out there picking the crops, that the farmers are taken care of. They have a place for them to stay. They feed them, all that. Even though they're here illegal, we'll make some exceptions, but it will be on the head of the farmer, basically. If
they're hiring,
the illegal screws up, then the farmer pays the price for it.
Well, it was brought up. There's quite a few legal people that actually came in on work visas. The ones that are, and that's what I was getting to. You stopped me before I get to my point. The ones that aren't legal and out there picking and stuff. They're not adding to our money, our tax money. They're not paying taxes. They're sending it home, and it's helping another country. So if they deport now, they can go out and apply again for a work visa and come in legally.
So, but what's amazing is if I break the law, I don't get that luxury. No, they throw the fucking book at me. But yet these guys get to come in here, break laws, do whatever, and then leave, and then they get to come back. And we'll help you. Hell, we'll give you they're going to be all kinds of benefits to the fact that they went back, and now they're coming. They came back the right way. So no, I don't. I'm with Yank. I think that's bullshit.
Well,
Second chance, my ass.
They at least they get a chance to vet them.
Here's the deal: you get out before I catch you, and you luck out, and you get to go back to your home country. That's probably a better option. Just leave it at that. I absolutely don't think that they should get a second chance. I don't. I'm sorry, I don't. You came in and broke the law. You knew you were coming in here breaking the law. You wanted to come to this country, and the first thing you do is break the law.
The president of the United States invited them. The president of the United States at the time, are the resident. Most were invited. They actually had a website on how to get to the place where you can get in where they don't stop you. So
not all of them. Not all of them.
No, not all of them.
Over half of them came in here completely illegal.
I don't believe that.
Bullshit.
They came in after they opened the border. There was always
still supposed to go through a chain, and none of them did. Don't you remember the word the gotaways? All those ones? Oh yeah, there's so many of those. Well, guess what? How in the hell do you count gotaways? If they got away, you don't know that they got away.
Exactly what I was saying. They were invited by our president and told where to go, where they didn't have to stop and talk to.
No. They were still supposed to come in and talk. That's what I'm talking about. The gotaways were not the ones that just were able to come in and just go. No, they were supposed to come in, and they had shit that they were supposed to do, and they didn't.
I disagree.
Got away. Well,
I disagree.
I'm sorry. I've watched many videos on it.
No, I'm just jacking with you.
But I'm telling you, that's how it went down, and that's the kind of
shit. The biggest majority of them got here when they opened the border. Period.
No, I don't believe
there was already a bunch in here. This is true, because to close a border, that's what it should have been closed a lot. There should have been people coming across. We didn't have a border. We had a imaginary line. We had a couple of places where we put crossings. Well, that ain't going to keep nobody out. You had to actually, you don't keep chickens without putting up a fence, because the predators will get them. That's the same thing what went down here. They putting up a fence. They still need about 600 miles more. And I bet he has that done, so, you can have empathy, but you also can have God is on your side and the law is on your side, and they should be held accountable for their actions. Absolutely is treasonous.
We are full. Get the fuck out. That's how I feel about all of it. Get out. We don't want you here. Let me tell you, I'm just straight up. If you can't speak English, I'm going to assume you're illegal. Get out.
Yeah, show me papers that you did all the right steps. And that's what pisses me off probably the biggest, is the people that did do it legally, that's making our citizenship worthless. It devalues the honor of being a citizen of the United States to the people who actually jumped through every hoop and proved everything, and they are worth coming in our country, but they'll be an ad, not a liability. I think that's where a lot of people are missing. And yes, the national language of USA is English, and I think they should have an understanding of that language. I'm sorry. I agree with that. I hate, press 1 for English, 2 for Espanol.
Mm-mm. I absolutely don't believe that any of them should. I'm sorry, I don't. I get out. That's all these excuses. We don't get none of these excuses. And we're the ones that have put all the money into this whole system. And now they're going to let people in here that are going to get the same benefits that you and I get if something happens to them. So they get a job because they come in legal, they get a job, and they'll get all the say something happens and they break a leg or whatever, they get all the benefits that you and I get that we've paid in for years and years and years. Yet these guys just get to come in and get the same thing we get. No, sorry, I absolutely not. Especially after you've already broke the law getting in here the first time. And most of them did break the law. I don't care what Duggar says. They did break the law getting in here.
Well, I never said they didn't break the law by coming in here, but they were invited.
Then
hell, they flew them here in plane. They flew them here in plane.
The president of that country, how could it be breaking the law?
No, it's because they didn't, because what they were doing was illegal by flying them into the country.
Yeah, but that's still, I'm telling you,
treason.
that is a handful compared to what they let in here. Compared to what was just basically the gate was open and they were allowed to walk in. But the thing about it was they were still supposed to stop and fill out all their paperwork, and none of them did that.
Not disagreeing.
They did fly them in planes, yes. And that's treason. I agree. It is treason.
That is treason.
Yeah. I think we need to close our doors. We're full. Get out. No, nobody's coming. And you're going to have to do a lot. I kind of like the idea of what Trump said about a lottery. You only get to come here if you got a mass amount of money. And you know what? And then it's still iffy. It's not just money. We're going to go through all your family and everything with a fine-tooth comb to make sure we really want you here.
If you're not an American, you shouldn't be able to own land in America.
I agree. And I think we need to give back. I don't care. Give them fair market value for the land that all these other countries have bought. And I think that when you see somebody conniving that's doing shit that isn't, when you're seeing people that are doing things that could actually harm a great deal of the public, Bill Gates, I think that as well. I don't think he should be allowed to even buy land here because of what he's done. Because all that farmland that that he keeps buying that's supposed to be. Here's the other thing is, I think they shouldn't be allowed to buy the land and take it out of farmland.
Well, it scares me if they do plant it, that they'll add something to the product to try to kill us off of that. These people that are bringing in these big companies, which helps the United States with jobs and stuff like that. I don't think they should be able to own the land that they put their stuff on. I think they should have to lease the land for, and be, checked every 20 years at least, or every 10 years if you're still doing business here, But it goes back to the, when it goes back to the building site, if they sell it all, they can get the money back they spent on investment. I don't have a problem with them retrieving their money, but get the hell out of here and owning our country if you're not working here.
Yep. Yep, I agree. And we don't have room. And we definitely need our farm ground back.
Yeah. You know, the Amish, man, I give them people mad respect.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
More of us should
There-
live like them.
there's a lot of people going to be hungry if something does go down. I guarantee you the Amish are not going to go hungry.
Mm-mm. They're
And you
also
know,
not going to die from all kinds of weird shit too that,
yeah.
pops up out of nowhere. Most of those people won't die from that because they haven't been juiced up. You're right, Weston. A lot of our meat does come from other countries. That's just scary as hell. I went to pick up some chicken today for the camping trip. I'm finally gonna try my hand at fried chicken after 25 years of not cooking it since my mom died. We'll see how I do.
Fried chicken.
Yeah.
It's all in seasoning it and let it sit there and soak up the season. You know.
Yeah, I'm going to soak it in buttermilk. And I bought lard to cook it in. No, I ain't cooking my fried chicken in no olive oil, coconut oil, none of that shit. I'm cooking it in lard.
That's proper. That's
That's
proper.
right. Look who's here.
Hello.
Hello.
And Fools is in chat. What you two over there talking about us?
No, not necessarily.
Liar. You hesitated. Now I know you were.
No, he's working in the shop. We were Baker and I were doing some testing the phone lines and stuff.
Oh, nice.
You're real loud. But you're very clear. Yeah, but you're very clear.
Let me turn it down. Sorry.
Well, I'm not complaining. I'm just kind of letting you know.
Listen to this.
Become an audio
Listen to this
snob.
audio snob over here.
No, it was blowing my ears out. That's all. You know, it was doing like this. You know what I mean?
All right.
I'm not trying to be fussy, man. Come on. Oh, I'm a snob. Well,
I
yes,
know.
I am. Well, yes, I am.
How about to you, GG? Is that better?
No, you're good. Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. You're good now.
Hey, what's that in your avatar? Hold, please. Hold. That's a gas one.
Yeah.
That's what actually happened to Gigi's RV. She burnt
That's
the
a
bitch
gas. That's not a diesel.
She had to figure out how to run all the mice out of it.
Right.
Dude, I gotta tell you, it's kind of nice that it runs right now. I mean, like when you put the levelers down, they work like they're supposed to, and it was all just a relay switch. That blows me away.
Thanks for bringing up RVs there, LW.
Yeah,
You're such a pal.
Oh boy, I love it.
Hey, I was gonna take my phone and go out in my RV and have a stream out there. So call yourself lucky.
What do you think about the alligator Alcatraz there, pal?
It sounds pretty stupid. What is it?
Oh, it's operational just about.
Bring up the regular screen, Gigi.
Oh, sorry.
I don't like
What is it? It's a 5,000 people holding place for illegals captured.
And it's surrounded by alligators?
Oh, it's in Florida.
Hmm.
And in the swamp.
I think they should call it like the kennels.
Yeah, it looks like a giant dog run with beds in it.
See it behind them?
But they got air conditioning. Just
alligator Alcatraz.
That's because that's because homeboy got out real Alcatraz on California.
Fool said he's glad that LW changed the topic from food to RVs.
I think we've got off food, didn't we?
We did.
Are we still talking about pickles? Shit, I don't know.
Who knows?
Pickles.
No, you were talking fried chicken last. All right, stand correct.
Yes. Yep. We've been all over the place. We talked about sun dill pickles.
Well, I'm glad I missed that.
Yeah. I think you put them out in the sun like you do sun tea.
Mr. Mac, what up, bubs?
That's me making dinner in the RV.
So,
yes.
what are they going to do with these people when they put them in alligator
Oh.
Alcatraz?
Well, let's listen. Because I didn't hear the whole thing.
Yeah,
a lot of cases where ICE will go into a farm, and these are guys working there for 10, 15 years, no problem. The farmers know them. We're going to put, it's called farmer responsibility or owner responsibility, where they're going to be largely responsible for these people. And they know these people. They've worked on the farms.
Did he just say owner responsibility?
Owner of the
Farmer's
farm.
gonna own these guys?
He owns his own Mexicans.
Owner of the, what'd you say? Owner of the farm.
Order of the farm. Yeah, you racist.
Okay. Oh, wait. Just a minute. Mrs. Mac. I didn't even see you in here. I seen Mr. Mac, but I didn't see you.
Hi, darling.
What's the dill pickle? It's called a sun dill pickle. And
She's calling you pickle. She's asking you what the deal
what's
is.
the dill pickle? What's
Yeah,
the dill pickle?
Yeah.
Okay, well.
I had to mansplain it to her, Miss Mac. I'm sorry.
Okay. Thank you, darling. And I don't have any cute little things. Oh, I have this one. Because Fools hasn't made me any yet. Because he has nothing to do in his free time and he won't do it for me. Where is it? Right there. She likes kisses from him. Okay. Kisses. Thank you, Mrs. Mac. Okay. Where'd you?
Start up Trump again so he educating.
Yes, we're going to educate.
15 years, and all of a sudden, so I have a great, Ron does, Christy does, we have a great feeling for the farmer and for others in the same position. And we're going to give them responsibility for people. And we're going to have a system of signing them up so they don't have to go. They can be here legally. They can pay taxes and everything. They're not getting citizenship, but they get other things. And the farmers need them to do the work. Without those people, you're not going to be able to run your farm.
Mr. President, you and the governor tangled pretty hard in the 2024 election. Yet you stand here now. You stand here now as partners on this effort. How would you describe the relationship, and what future does Governor DeSantis have?
I think it's a 10. Maybe 9-9, because there might be a couple of little wounds. So maybe it's 9-9. I think we have a 10. We get along great.
Well, the thing about it is, I endorsed him immediately in January 2024. I raised one of his PACs millions and millions of dollars. And obviously, we saved him a lot of money in Florida because Florida was a deep red state. He didn't even have to do a rally in Florida, whereas 2016 and 20, this was like ground zero. And so we've been, really happy to do that. And then we've worked very well on this and other issues with Florida. And you can call him at any time, and he wants to be helpful for governors. I mean, I can tell you that. We did Hurricane Helene last year. You didn't hear from the president at the time then. And then, but, with President Trump, we know immediately, you just make the phone call.
Yeah, follow-up question. I'm sorry, like another thing you inherited. How firm are you going to be with Netanyahu about ending the war in Gaza?
Very firm, but he wants it too. I will tell you, he's coming here next week. He wants to end it too.
No,
we had a tremendous success with Iran. They weren't happy. Somebody said, when are you going to sign? I said, sign? They are so bombed out. Did you see the report issued this morning? The place was decimated. It'll be years before anybody even gets down there. So that's not a priority, but we'll have a report and we'll have whatever we want. We'll get whatever we want from Iran. And I think, and I hope they want to have a good country. You know, they have massive sanctions right now, biting sanctions. It's going to be very hard for them to do anything with those sanctions. And I look forward to maybe there'll be a time when we get along with them and they can rebuild their country.
Is there a point where you tell Netanyahu, like, you gotta end this now, you gotta strike a deal?
Well, he wants to. I can tell you he wants to, and I think we'll have it. I think we'll have a deal next week. That's what I think.
Mr. President, did you intend to announce your pick for successor to Jay Powell earlier than say, or as early as
Stop
this
the
summer
music.
or this
Stop
fall?
the music.
Well,
Stop the music.
LW, do you believe that BB wants a ceasefire and all that stuff?
No, he's a war criminal. He should be arrested.
No.
He's killed, their military has killed 17,000 women and children. Last week, they were waiting for humanitarian aid. Women and children trying to get aid that they let in. And they sniped. They had snipers shooting women and children.
And how do you know this?
Because it was on the news. You can't watch. You can't
So
watch
we know that's true.
Okay.
No, I'm just agreeing with you.
I mean,
It
watch
made
other
the news.
stuff. I watch other stuff than Benny Johnson, Fox News. I apologize.
Thank God. I hope you do. But you got to get off that CNN there, commie boy. No, I'm just kidding, brother.
They don't report it either. They don't report it
No,
either.
no, they don't. But I knew you had an opinion on that, and I wanted. That's what I want to kind of bring up. People,
Well, don't you think
other people have different opinions.
Yeah.
Don't you think
Yeah.
it's strange that Trump was pissed off at at Israel last week because they, I don't know, unloaded everything they had on Iran. And then now he's like, oh, well, now it seems like he's flopping the other way. I understand that stuff is organic and it changes by the day and all that, but that kind of, it makes me feel like everything's very shaky, like, because he's flip-flopping. He was just pissed at Israel last week for shooting all that shit off at Iran, and now he's talking about, well, I think Iran's learned their lesson. I think they're ready.
Yeah, it's I think
I'm a little frustrated with it.
Well, you know, two things can be true. It's I don't know why so many people are. It's either or. You know,
Exactly.
Hamas sucks, and so does the IDF. They both suck. Both of them are war criminals. But the problem with that whole situation is Israel has all the power. They control how much food they get. They give them just enough not to starve to death. They've withheld medicine coming in. They've destroyed all kinds of neighborhoods. These people are homeless, living out in the streets, and it's just a one-sided war.
Yeah, a lot of Hamas though they were digging in right up underneath hospitals and schools and stuff too. And unfortunately, there's some collateral damage. But I agree with you, man. Anybody that goes and kills that many people is a warmongering retard. I hate them.
Right. And that's the thing. Like on October 7th, Hamas killed 36 children, I believe it was. And since then, Israel's killed 17,000 women and children. So it's like, okay. I mean, that's pretty lopsided. You know what I mean?
Oh,
it's pretty lopsided. But a lot of times too, they blow up neighborhoods, and this is kind of there's also more to that story too. They'll go bomb entire neighborhoods to get one terrorist, and they destroy the neighborhood. So these families flee to hospitals and flee to places where terrorists are because they have nowhere else to go, and they blow them up. They're like, they were hiding under people. Well, no, you kind of blew up their neighborhood to get one guy. and they had to go somewhere.
Well, them people been fighting for generations, you know. I wish we were not even a part of it. But you know, they kind of do. You know, I don't know, man. They don't like Christians. Why are we such a staunch ally of theirs? And it, you know, it's just a stepping off stone for all the rest of the Middle East. So, you know, it's all people that don't have power to make them decisions. If they're doing it for the right reason, we applaud them. If they're doing it for the wrong reasons, we applaud them. It's like people are hungry for death and destruction.
I forgot where it was in his first presidency. Trump was given the opportunity to, I forget if it might have been Syria. I don't fucking know. It was some country, but I remember the story as far as how many people he asked, how many civilians might get killed, and they said anywhere it's possible from like 100 to 150, and Trump said no. Forget it. We're not doing it. That's what I mean. These people in the Middle East, they don't care, especially Israel. They'll gladly kill 3,000 people to get one guy and justify it.
Yeah. So see, he's got to balance the way he handles these people, different ideologies, and how they were raised, and who'd been coming towards them for forever, and how they feel about being threatened with a nuclear bomb or with an overpowering sneak force. You know, I think the coolest thing I ever heard in this war was them with the pagers. That's some scary shit right now. What if all these phones we have suddenly blow up on us?
Right.
You know, how many people is that going to kill? That kind of frightened me, and you know, it's a strange world out there, dude.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of their fighting are going with, you know, no man or boot on the ground. They're robots going after drones, striking with big bombs that don't care who they hit. There's Baker. Hey, Baker.
Well, I heard it said, and I kind of, you know, and that's the way everything is now. You know, it's impossible in some people's minds for two things to be true, and I do not support the Iranian government at all. So I have to say that before somebody calls me a Iranian sympathizer. But just imagine if you are Iran, right? And if you've watched the last 30 years of Iraq being toppled, regime change in Iraq and Libya, Somalia, Syria, all these places that the Americans and Israel have led. Would you feel 100% safe that you're not next?
Yeah, exactly. You know, I mean,
I definitely feel like a chess piece.
and CIA is one of the major players, you know, and you don't ever hear very much about Ratcliffe and the boys right now, do you? So I'd kind of like to hear from them, see what's going on within the CIA, you know. I think there's, you know, you don't got to tell us your mission. Well, let's find out if they got some of them rats out of there. How many of the rats you found rats and treasonous people in there? I think there's going to be a come to Jesus meeting on that pretty soon. But you haven't heard anything from them. And that worries me because the alphabet organizations in the government, can you think of one of them that is good? The IRS, the CIA, the FBI, DEI, you know,
ATF, all of them.
IRS. So look at their P digits. Bravo.
P digits. Why, thank you, sir. Who got that? Thank you very much. I don't think he wants Trump to kiss him.
Yeah. Go ahead and crank her back up and hear some more, unless y'all got something else to say on the subject.
Well, just a second. I'm looking to see if I have something to. Oh, here. This one will make your day, P Digits. It'll make you giggle a little, even though it's not like some hot chick.
I am so frustrated!
God, she needs a psycho sound.
Man,
That's
what a delight she is.
Yes, she is quite the delight. Okay, we got to see who got these first, real quick. Sunset Gardens. Congratulations. Make sure you thank Mr. P Digits and Welsh Lady. Yay. Thank you very much, P Digits. All right.
exactly, Ms. Mac. I just wonder how many people who are here actually took the oath to defend the United States against foreign and domestic.
I have not.
I'm always curious about that.
I didn't.
I did.
Well, you're not a real American, Gigi, you piece of
guess
shit.
not. I know.
Communist
Communist bitch.
You have no opinion.
That's right.
You get no opinion.
My daddy did. I think he was drunk the whole time he was in the service. Just saying.
Good for him. Most of us were.
Yeah, he forgot to sober up when he got out, though. Okay. Howdy, Kimberly. Okay, here we go. Let's watch the rest of this. It's only a couple minutes.
Do something about who it's going to be? Yes. I don't know. Hey, he'd be a good candidate. You might do. She'd be a good candidate too. Anybody would be better than Jay Powell. So it's because of
Wait, is she the one that lost her purse?
Who?
No.
Okay.
his fortune because he keeps the rate way up. I think it's Trump derangement syndrome personally, but you know, we have a very strong country. We're the strongest country. Look, our country right now is at a level that we haven't seen for 40, 50 years. What we're doing now is nobody's seen anything like it. I told you, I was in the Middle East. The king of Saudi Arabia said to me very strongly, he said, you know what? A year ago, you had a dead country. Now you have the hottest country in the world. We do. We have the hottest country in the world. Thank you very much.
We'll
be seeing it over the next couple of years.
God bless Donald J. Trump.
Type of industry.
I hope Lord gives him wisdom to help the people and not be a scam. I really trust him. I really do. I'm not a cultist by any means, you know, but you got to understand, we're not in his world. We're the outcome. What we get pissed off if he doesn't do what we want him to do on every subject, because not everybody agrees on every subject the same way. It's all right to debate. That's why a good, healthy debate, without calling a name, gutters.
She is the one that lost her purse, that dumb bitch.
No, I don't think so. It was the other one.
No, it was her. I'm telling you, Yank would know.
Really? You sure? I thought it was the one that had a skunk stripe.
No. Nope. It was this one.
Christy Nome.
Mm-hmm. Christy don't know.
Oh.
Christy didn't know where her purse was, that's for sure. I still don't know how you do that.
Well, they got the fella. They got the fella who stole it.
Who got poisoned? Who got poisoned? Did somebody get poisoned? Yep, Christy Nomi is the one. Okay, so you know what? I was looking over the big, beautiful bill, and I think I know why. I think I know why Elon's so pissed. Okay.
Oh, you see what Trump said?
Well, not just what he said, but
he said, well, maybe the Doge needs to look at his.
Well, if you look what he actually cut out, It'll come up. Okay, it starts right here, and look what he names it. Part 1, working families over elite. And then look what he's done. This is all the shit. Termination of all these different shit. And what are they? Oh, they're the clean vehicle, blah, 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 all that shit. So all that stuff he's getting rid of, that I think that's partially why Elon's pissed off. If he's really pissed off.
And I need to pull that up and read it.
What is that?
This is the big, beautiful bill. And I think this is why Elon's mad. Because look at all the stuff that they terminated.
Come on, Yankee. You know you wouldn't let nobody talk trash about you without you coming back with something else. Elon fired the first shot. He didn't do it in private, you know what I mean?
Well, I don't understand his war with Thomas Massey either.
Really?
Yeah, I don't get it. Thomas Massey has done nothing wrong.
He's awesome. He's one of the only good people in there.
Well, Trump's going to war with him. He posted today that he's going to take him out in the next election. He created a specific pack just for Thomas Massey. He's going to primary him.
I'll research that because I didn't know they were having a feud.
Oh, yeah. He talked about it a while back. He was all pissed off at him.
Well, Thomas Massey is 7-0 is his record in elections there. He's pretty popular in Kentucky. So good luck to Trump.
Nope, I won't support it either, Baker. Did you see, Baker, where they Oregon stopped? There was supposed to have been some that was supposed to have been sold by the 4th of July, and Oregon said, no, we're not selling off that. Whatever it was, the land, they decided not to. I don't know. So I don't know how that all works. I thought BLM was federal, so I don't know. Okay, wait, now I'm confused, Yank. At Mr. If I was standing on principles, question mark, I wouldn't act like Trump over truth.
Over who?
Trump over truth.
Oh, exactly. I want truth out there. That's our main goal.
Right.
I mean,
and he's doing a whole lot of good things that I agree with, and that I think are a long-term benefit for the country. But there's also some dumbass things that he does, like I guess his position on the Middle East a little bit, and this whole big beautiful bill, and his war with the most popular congressman in the country, who's Thomas Massey is an actual conservative. Like, he's the most conservative person in Congress. He's the most conservative you can get. He wants him out of there.
I have to see why.
Because he voted no.
He voted no. Yeah. Well, yeah, there was something in there he didn't like. He didn't object to the cuts. You know, there was something else that was in there that he didn't like the unregulated Wi-Fi or the
AI.
The AI. That was I think his biggest bitch was about the bill. You know, and it could all be washed out by passing one bill. You know, I think we need to have a vote on that like we vote for president. They're going to have to stay and do their job. You know?
Yeah, I mean, that's what Massey said too. That's what he's advocating for, is to, he said, take out all this bullshit and I'll sign it. But and instead of any sort of negotiations or anything like that, it just went to, hey, fuck you. Fuck you, Massey, you piece of shit. He called him stupid the other day. Thomas Massey is not a stupid guy at all.
No, I've been checking him out, and he's by no means stupid.
No.
Baker, watch yourself.
And most
I
of
thought it was funny.
it was always a conservative thing. I don't know why it's changed all of a sudden because Trump is president. It's always been, ever since I can remember, no tax cuts without spending cuts.
I agree, Mitchie. Porn is for weak people and Oilers.
Mitchie, we tell lots of jokes here, honey. lots and lots of jokes, and never take anything we say
It's not
truly serious.
It's not for thin-skinned people. It's, you know, oh yeah, let's just go ahead and start this off right now. Boys and girls, children of all ages, if you're underneath the age of 18, you got to get the hell out of here. This is for adult talk only. Now that that's out of the way, if we hurt your feelings because of the subject or we make a joke and it makes you mad and stuff like that, you're willing to, you know, voice your opinion. But just know that if you mess up and be mean to us, we're evil. And you'll have to go find you a place to go hide and go fuck yourself.
I don't know too much about porn. I could never get past 7 minutes in a movie, so I've never seen a whole movie.
He still got only one porn 8-track, you know. He's had it for 20 years. He ain't got past 20 minutes of it yet.
Right.
That first opening shot was a good one, though.
Good old VHS.
But I'm telling you, everything we got going on right now, it's been pre-written, y'all. You know, things are going to happen. That's going to, you know, they had 4 years to build up against this shit. I don't know. Sometimes he does have to give something up to get something. I don't agree with it. You heard my stance, you know, one item, one bill. Make them some bitches work. And you ought to be able to pass 20 bills or kick out 20 bills a day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Do your job. You got this piece of paper. You have 1 week to read about it. You know, and it can't be over 10,000 words, you know, or whatever. If you have to talk more words than that to explain what that bill is, then you're trying to deceive.
How many pages is it?
47.
4,700?
No, 47.
Sections.
Supposedly.
47 sections.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But how long was
No. It's
I'm telling
47. I'm fucking
no,
looking at it.
you're crazy. It's thousands and thousands of words to read. It's like a book.
Well, I just think it's,
consider them sections, chapters in a book.
I just think it's dumb politically, to alienate.
Dude, I'm scrolling through it. Are we all watching?
I just think it's a stupid political move to alienate all the Ron Paul, Thomas Massey type Republicans. It's just dumb. It's just dumb to do.
Do you
Yeah,
want to take it back?
because they're true. Because
Do you
they're
want to
true
take it back,
conservatives.
Mr. Duggar?
I never take nothing back.
Okay, well, good, because you're going to be wrong here in just about a page. There you go. 47 pages. Here it all is. Every bit of it. So
Well,
it was huge before, and they've broke it down.
God, LW, what have I done?
You're get on your knees.
It is
and look
sections
at
in
my
there,
feet.
Gigi. It's like 1,000 pages.
It's not either. It's
Yes,
It is.
look.
It is.
Look right here on the side. Do you see this?
But they do like an overview and then all the details. It's
yeah,
it's like 1,000 pages. I just looked it up too. It says the One Big Beautiful Bill Act runs to nearly 1,000 pages. I mean, there's one whole page just on the AI stuff.
No, that was at the beginning. It's not now.
Now you get on your knees.
No, because you both are still wrong.
Look, that's just an index. That's an index.
Bitches.
Index.
Wait, go back up. Go back up.
It's 5 pages of index. I just scrolled through it for you. Can you read up here on the side where it says 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay. It goes.
Mr.
all the
Duggar,
way
I've never heard a
47
woman
pages.
I've never heard a woman admit that they were wrong. I'm not going to try tonight.
Good. Don't, because you will never.
Pucker, she's wrong.
I'm not doing that tonight.
You know how much Marvin's in the other room going, God, I'm so glad she's arguing with those guys.
Yeah, he go like, hope she gets it out of her system before she goes fucking camping. God damn. Excuse me, Lord. But yeah, so on to the next quest.
Fool says it's 940 pages.
Liar, traveling fools. Don't you see? It's on your screen.
Oh shit.
I think I just said it's almost 1,000, but don't listen to me or traveling fools. Listen to Gutters.
Listen to Gutters. All obey Gutters.
It's her show.
That's
He's
right.
always right.
What
She's
I
never
say
wrong.
goes. All right.
She's got steam coming out of her ears right now.
Oh,
No,
absolutely.
looking it up right
I'll be
now.
able to bait her for the next fucking 2 weeks, bro.
Shut up. Just
Good
a
old
minute. I
Al
have to-
Gore.
Nope. Oh. Have you ever had a problem like with just one word? Like every time you try to spell it, you can't figure out which letter goes first after the B. I hate the word beautiful for some reason. It
Yeah.
me every time.
There's this comedian who has a joke talking about how bad he is at spelling. He was like, if somebody had a gun to my mother's head and they said the only way you can save your mama, spell spaghetti, and he'd be like, oh shit.
Right?
I love you, Mom.
Yeah. Spell banana. BANNN. How many N's in it? BANNN.
Or Mississippi. Oh. Surely you can find something else for us to look at. Gutters.
Well, just a minute. I'm looking for
I know.
that 940 pages that Fool says it. I don't see that.
Go ahead and
anywhere,
read
Fool.
them on your knees.
Where did you pull that number out your butt at? Because I don't see it.
Well, I've had to teach people on Twitter on how to read bills in Texas
You know
because we can teach you how to do that one day.
Cause he's just a bill, a little old bill.
No, because we're going to get rid of
Capitol
bills.
Hill.
We're not going to need to read bills. I'm not going to waste my time learning how to read them because we're getting rid of them.
You remember the cartoon Bill?
Yes.
I'm just a bill. I let him go into Congress. Well, I ain't through yet. I got to go to the Senate. Whee!
Okay, fine. I can't find it. I don't know where it is. Okay. I tried. I'll take this down. Where the hell did it go?
Come on, Yankee. We don't talk about people in here to protect yourself unless.
I'll talk about that nut job. Oh,
But-
Jesus. Yes, and no drama, Yank.
Don't call
No
our buddy a
drama.
nut job, please. He's our buddy.
No, he ain't my buddy.
Oh, and when he's here and you can argue with him, you love him.
Look at me. Straight in the eye. He ain't my buddy. But we ain't doing no drama. Just so you know.
I stay out of other people's
And I have good
business.
fucking reason for it.
I'm sorry I brought it up. I apologize.
There you go.
It's your
Yankee
fault.
said he does.
I'm Switzerland.
You're switching?
Yeah,
Switzerland.
Hoes and cheap drugs.
So Gigi loves the 47-page bill.
Yeah.
46. We're going to rename that the 47-page bill because
I think we should.
I choose to not know it only had 47 pages.
I still don't see where it says 940 pages. Send me the link.
Because you're not looking at the bill.
Show me the bill.
Do you not have Google yourself? Or do we need Baker to join the stream and teach you how to use
talk to me through gritted teeth?
Somebody told her it was called Giggle. Giggly.
Baker, we have a boomer alert. Boomer alert.
Stat. Send out the Baker light, like Batman sign.
Oh, son of a bitch. I found it. Damn it.
Get on your knees, biatch. Could you go gargle first, please?
I hate you all.
We are so right. Hey, we're never, ever wrong. Boom, boom.
Not fair.
Okay, 47 pager. Now that's funny as hell. Y'all should all applaud for that. That was funny. That there was some prime entertainment.
Hey, I admitted I was wrong. I got it, Baker. I got it.
Baker, you are my freaking hero. I love Baker. Baker,
I got it.
Shit, dude.
Oh boy, this is fun.
It's not even fair.
I know. It's like, bringing brains to a gunfight. You know what I mean? You came unarmed to a brain fight.
I did. I did. I'm gonna admit it right now.
Well,
wow.
While you start reading that 900-page bill, I'm gonna go grab a bottle of water.
You're gonna go pee and you're gonna go smoke. Don't lie. You know what I'm gonna do though?
It's agua time.
It's agua time. Is that
agua?
Agua time.
You wouldn't understand that being a racist. That's the Mexican word for water.
Right, 'cause I speak English.
Si no speak de español, no comprende español.
No, you know what I'm gonna do?
No, Weta. Tell me.
Change my avatar as soon as I find the right picture.
You could put Weta certified.
No, I gotta find my picture.
Nobody can hear it.
I gotta find my picture. Just a minute. I wish they would quit that. How do I stop that? Baker. Baker, help.
Yo, this woman's crazy.
Oh, here we go. Close enough.
No, dude, she don't speak no Mexican.
I don't. Well, a couple words. Puta.
She's a puta.
And cállate.
That's,
know that one.
That's what, you know what Weta means, right?
No.
You're a white girl. You're a Weta.
I'm a white girl.
Mm-hmm.
She's a white girl. Okay. I think I found it.
Vic, no, I don't. Franken Sie doch.
Yep. Here, we're gonna.
She speaks English. She speaks redneck or Yankee redneck.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, rednecks are everywhere. You know, they're all over the country.
Here, I'm gonna save it. Let's put it under orange. Okay.
She's like
I have to talk or I'll never get it through this.
Yeah, she's bipolar, so she had both.
I'm more than bipolar.
they have, you know, I was, okay, she's a full blown schizophrenic.
You made me
She has
forget
to
what
talk to
I
other
was
people
doing.
inside her so they can figure it out. It takes the whole group.
Hey, Nate. What was I going to do?
Hola,
Oh,
bubs.
I know what I was doing. Jesus, this is all your fault. See? I'm going to show you. Look. You just watch this. Orange? Yep, there it is. Go down. Save.
Are y'all not entertained?
Watch.
Holy shit, I'm flipping all that.
See that? That's my RV.
All right.
So
Watch out for grizzly bears.
You see the difference? In that one? In that one? No, let me put the other one up.
That's just the sun shot on your side or what?
Just a minute. It's actually flipped around. It's, I need to mirror it, but I haven't done it. There we go. Let's see. Oh, Lord, is it too big? Fuck me.
You sound like that girl from that Cheech and Chong movie when they were in the band. Fuck me, fuck me, fuck me.
Jesus.
And they started clapping for him when he came out of the band. That was hilarious.
How do I get that to do that? Okay, let me just try this one. You'll know by this one.
Up in Smoke was great.
It was. I love Cheech and Chong. I thought they were funnier than all get out. Okay, let's try this one. No.
He was actually the 45th, the 46th, and the 47th. Anyways.
What's that?
Nothing between me and anyways.
Fine.
Oh, she said, now, folks, be nice. Gutters was only confusing the pages with Trump being the 47th POTUS. Oh, that's probably what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it is.
Baker comes in with the Batman. You're so cool, bro. I wish I was as cool as Baker.
Somebody needs some help.
No, I think
Baker, because you came on this show. Come on, man.
it's because I keep downloading the wrong.
Baker bat.
Yeah. I keep downloading the wrong picture. So you know what I mean? It's like too big. That's what she said. Here. There.
Oh, yeah.
Your camera looks like it has a mullet.
See the difference between... Oh.
It does kind of look like Joe Dirt.
See the difference between that one?
Joe Dirt.
This one? I mean, besides the fire.
Yeah. Do you only have one slide out, or do you have two?
I have two. I have one on each side, which I didn't want them that way. I really wanted them both on. If I was going to have two slides, which I have to tell you in the future, I will probably try to have no slides.
Because you got to have at least one.
Oh, they're such a pain in the ass.
There really isn't any point to the slides, honestly.
Well, there is. It does give you a lot more room, but
yeah, but it leaks like crazy.
Well, it doesn't always leak. My biggest thing is it doesn't always want to work right.
If I'm in a camper, I'm outside most of the time. I'm not going to sit in there. I can care less about the damn slide out. It's pointless to me.
Yep. The only reason we wanted one this size is because we wanted to go across the United States. So that's a long time to be in a rig and not have a little bit of...
Well, you don't have your slide outs while you're traveling.
Well, you pull over. And You put your
Yeah,
slide
yeah.
outs out.
Fools has a good point. It only leaks when it rains.
That's right.
And it only leaks when it rains. Sounds like an old 30s song, man.
I love her. She's a beast.
What is
but
What is her name?
Dura. It's an Endura.
Is Dura or Duh?
Dura. Dura. It could be Endura, but we just named it Dura.
Durable.
Dura.
Hey.
We love her. But she's definitely stressful.
It's missing racing stripes.
Right?
Hey,
Needs some
Baker,
fire,
listen,
some flames on it.
I had a question to ask. Your team is Alabama too?
Shut your effing mouth.
He didn't even answer, boy. She got him whipped
He knew
already.
better. He knew better. He just sat there going, I ain't saying shit.
W, he likes Alabama.
This is true.
What do you think you're going to do this year, man?
This is Gutter's channel. We don't do that here.
That's right. Thank you, Baker.
I got your back.
Baker, you fucking wimp.
That's for my show for Gigi to come over and complain that I'm talking about football.
That's right.
I know, but you gotta torture her a little bit. Come on.
No.
She can kick us out of here.
Right?
And
I will kick you out.
Yeah, it would just be doing us a favor, right?
Your point.
Yank said,
Okay.
serious question. Is anyone else sick of seeing Trump and all his cabinet priests wearing those dumb baseball hats? I knew that was going to drive you nuts, Yank. I knew those hats were going to be like that. Like he was going to bitch about them. I knew he was.
Well, you know. Ha ha.
I mean, it's no different than Rainbow Warriors wearing their rainbow stuff.
Yeah, go on put some other people's flag on your, make a suit out of it and wear it.
You know what?
What?
She just took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah, but college football never kneeled, I don't think.
Bullshit. They were all doing that shit.
Did they?
Yes, they did.
I don't watch the NFL for that reason. Plus, you know, the NFL is just a no fun league. It's awful.
I heard some tried and they got suspended or something for it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that they cracked down on it in college at the colleges. I mean, they sure shit didn't kneel at Alabama. That's a very conservative school in all things considered.
There's a difference between college and NFL. The problem is that I think you set these guys up to, you know, you're going to be football players, and then, you know, most of them won't, and then they, you know, and then what do they do? So I don't know.
I have no idea what you just said.
Hey, but I did get her to talk about football, didn't I? Yeah.
No, she's talking about the politicalness of football. That's a little different.
I know, but it's still football. God, you're just totally.
He's got my back.
Listen, I'm on her show. I got her back. If I'm on L-Dub's show, I got his back. Duggar, do a show, and I got your back.
No, I like attacking you more.
That's fine.
Die, commie, die. No, just,
he gets.
so I totally understand. Chivalry is not dead, brother. I totally understand. But I bet you sit to pee. You know what I mean?
What, you don't?
Of course I do.
Okay, well,
I wants to clean that up.
Exactly.
There is no waterbed in the back of that rig. Let me tell you what. Hell
It'll
no.
tip that thing over.
However, there are mirrors all over that damn thing.
Oh my.
Yeah, everything is mirrored. What engine's in there? It's the 55 Kodiak, blah, blah, blah.
Diesel.
With a turbo.
Diesel. That thing ought to move pretty good.
Oh, it does. In fact, Marvin's like, corner's coming up. Corner's coming up. I'm like, okay, I got it. He's like, no, slow down. I'm like, I got it. He's like, slow down. Oh, I thought you were just telling me there was a corner. I am, and you need to slow down. Oh.
Dude, I hate sitting in the passenger seat. I just do.
Yeah, I just need to learn to chill out. Like it's not a race. My son drives the same way and it scares the daylights out of me because he's got my grandson in that rig. He's got a pickup with a camper trailer on the back. Thank you, Mrs. Mac. I like it.
Yeah, that's what do you expect? I mean, they own 2 planes, badass RV, a Traeger. Come on.
A Traeger. Hey, I got a Blackstone too.
Hey, you're taking it out. Did you load it up in the van?
It's and our new solo stove too.
Oh, cool.
We got a new solo stove. The solo stoves they're really nice because they keep everything kind of confined. And
I have something controversial to say.
say
Anybody who uses a Traeger and says that they smoke meat wear skinny jeans.
I do. All the above. Check.
She's like, yes. Yes.
I agree. I agree with that unless they live in a closed community where you can't have a big,
I'm telling you,
it's just as bad as an electric smoker.
A Traeger, when you
I like electric smokers. I prefer a log smoker like we use for when we do it commercially. Shit,
but that's kind of a pain in the ass to do if you want to do it 3 or 4 times a week.
I can make the ribs out of my little electric smoker make you follow me around, so it doesn't matter. It's the cook that knows how to use it. But I agree with you. I prefer an old-fashioned smoker.
That's all I've used every kind of smoker you can think of, and stick burner is the only way to go.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, but I use mine so often. There's no way. I mean, I use mine 2, 3, 4 times a week. There's no way.
You know what runs most people's barbecue is they're using a stick, that kind of barbecue pit, a log, is they don't wait and burn off the bark or debark or wood before they put it on their fire. That's where they make their mistake. It leaves that bitterness and that creosote on your food. So, and too much mesquite. People try to cook with mesquite. Oh my God. It's just, it takes very little mesquite when you're smoking with mesquite. It's never going to be a solid mesquite. Usually you use a pecan wood or like an oak, something that'll give good smoke.
Yeah, I use post oak.
Yeah. And for like pork, I use fruit tree. I use apple, cherry, that kind of stuff. Apricot.
I'm just saying, pellet smokers don't throw enough smoke on the meat for me. It just doesn't. I need it smoky.
Yeah.
And that's
why I leave mine on smoke for quite a while before I.
The other thing is,
flip it over to,
and I don't mean to make this the barbecue cast, but if you're doing a brisket, which takes 18 hours, which by the way, briskets aren't always worth the effort. But when you do a brisket, it's 18 hours, you have a pellet smoker, you're burning through 2 bags of fucking pellets. And that's like $40 in pellets on the cheap side. Screw that.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's so good. Oh,
yeah, but you can make a tri-tip into a Trisket. Just take a tri-tip and just run it up to 195 and then pull it.
Yum.
Tastes the same.
Yep. It's everything about brisket is getting the right briskets. There's some good briskets and there's some awfully bad briskets that have too big of a cap on them.
Yeah, like the ones I make in Houston.
Yeah,
Houston, Texas. Ugh, gross.
You better take that back right now, you squirrel.
Just gross.
Texas
has the best barbecue.
Barbecue's the best.
It's a county with 5 million people. I'm sure Baker's been to every barbecue restaurant in Houston.
I'm joking. I like the barbecue in Central Texas. I've been to Austin plenty of times. There's just lovely barbecue there. Only on the beef. Texas can't cook pork to save their fucking lives.
Well, some of them can't.
It's awful. You go to South Carolina, that's where you get the good pork.
We did pretty good over my lifetime. We butchered a mini wild hog and had a party, and it was like best barbecue you could ever put on your lips.
Give me all that vinegar sauce. Okay, no more barbecue talk. I just had to get that out off my chest. You guys say you had a Blackstone, and then I heard a Traeger, and like, no, I just don't like pellet smokers. They're not worth it.
I don't have a Traeger.
No gutters.
I love mine. I use it all the time. Like I said, 2, 3, 4 times a week. Love it.
All right, on to baseball.
I am actually going to fry chicken in my cast iron frying pan on my stove.
What kind of oil are you going to cook there with it, Gutters?
Lard.
Vegetable oil.
Absolutely.
Lard.
I cook everything in bacon grease, and I don't give a shit.
Well, there'll be a little bit of bacon grease in there too, but I didn't have enough to do a full on.
If you don't
Go
put a
buy
little
that bacon up stuff, that stuff's pretty good. You can get it in Safeway.
You don't put some bacon on a green bean, you don't know how to cook green bean.
Always.
Why am I getting booed in chat? What'd I do?
Tell him, Weston. Tell him he's a commie.
Well, that's partially true, but so is L-Dub. We're both commies.
You take that about my friend. He's not like that way. He's not a commie.
He voted for Obama twice.
That's the rumor.
Well, 3 times. He just wrote him in on the 3rd one.
Wow. I admit I voted for him first time.
Yeah, I did too. I
Oh,
wasn't going to vote for John
guys
McCain. Are you
make
kidding me?
sick. Not even for a second did I vote for that piece of shit.
Lucky you. Lucky you. Lucky you. Lucky you.
God,
You
I
have
thought he
us.
was a terrorist from day one.
You have us. You have it. You have it. You have us at the statement, lady. You don't have to explore the how
Yeah.
much wonderful you are than us.
I
For our
can do whatever the fuck.
bad decision making. Please don't beat us
am a
up.
woman. You're the one that did the bad decision making. You voted
That's
for
what I
Obama.
said. Forgive us our bad decision make. I mean, we make mistakes for humans.
I left in 2008 and 12. I left the president blank. I just voted down ballot. I could never cast my vote for Mitt Romney or John McCain.
I'm always afraid
Either.
where I'm at that if you leave something blank, that they're not going to count your ballot. There are so many fucking weird rules about how they do the ballots here.
Yeah.
So I just write something in if I don't want to vote for it.
Mm-hmm. I don't like to leave it blank either. I worry they're gonna write in like who they want.
Well, no,
Or,
that
they'll,
too.
They'll vote for who they want.
Yeah, we have no control over what happens to our ballot once we fucking stick it in the mail. Now, I always take mine down to the county courthouse, but voting by mail is fraud.
Oh, it is
I don't
so
care
fraud.
anybody
All
says.
the ballots come to your mailbox. I mean, they can, it's just nuts.
And then how do you tell that it's actually been? How do you tell that it's actually been like counted? I know there's a website you can go to. It's like, hey, we received your ballot. It's like, okay, but did it get counted?
Right.
This state is so jacked on that.
Mm-hmm. Well, and a lot of people here in Oregon were finding that, they would, before they'd even get their ballot down to the ballot place, they would look online and they already were counted. So somebody had already voted for them. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, you guys are lucky in New Mexico and Texas that you don't have the required mail-in voting like we do. We have no choice. There's no polling stations. We get a ballot, we fill it out, and we either stick it in the mail or we take it down to the courthouse or to one of the voting drop boxes, which, by the way, those get vandalized.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just have to trust that they count our vote.
Yeah, I have to correct you on that. In New Mexico, they send your ballot. Everybody gets a ballot. We got ballots for her aunt and uncle that's been dead for 40, 50 years.
And you could have filled it out and they would have counted it.
And they would have counted it.
Yeah, well, they do the same thing here.
And they asked you when you come up there, Republican or Democrat. It's none of their damn business what I am.
That's
and also we got them on a big scandal that I don't know how it ever fell through the hole. It started up, but it was making us use felt pens, and it was not being recorded right. And I'm very unhappy in the way the elections are around here. There was 50 times more people out waving signs for Trump and stuff like that when Biden went in, and yet here we are still a blue state, which I don't believe we really are a blue state. You know, we got a bunch of poor people here. You know, but there's a lot of money in New Mexico too.
Well, so does New Mexico have mail-in voting?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Is it required? Like, do you guys not have polling
No,
stations?
it's not
in here?
required. It's not required. We do have polling stations.
Yeah, see, we have no choice.
Really?
No choice.
Yep.
Wow. As much mail gets lost?
What? No, never.
No.
Not there.
No. And then when you ask for another ballot, do you think that they invalidate the other one? How do they know? They don't. They just send another ballot, so you can vote multiple times, and they have no idea of they have no way of tracking that.
Right.
It's a complete shit show, and yet nobody bothers to. Well, I wish somebody would audit the state for that. I wish we had independent third party, has no affiliation whatsoever, can go in there and just sit there and audit the votes that come in and actually see. Because here's the thing: whenever they open
to
up,
sign up for it, and I got the big runaround. It was a nightmare trying to find where you could go and do the poll watching and watch them. Oh, it was a nightmare.
yeah. Well, and here's the thing: is like, how do I not know that somebody who's so anti-Trump opens up the ballot, looks at it, sees that it's a Trump ballot, and then just magically acts like they scan it, but they don't. And then what do they do with the ballots afterwards? Like, I want to know where they keep those ballots afterwards.
Chain of command and custody command.
I don't even know if there is one here because you send it through the mail. So how do you follow the chain of custody on that?
Well, they got to open them to count the vote. You know what I mean? It's got, and there's a signature.
Well,
on
here's the deal.
There's a signature on it, and that's what they fought in most of them states with signature verification.
But the deal is you know what they do with the ballot after they count it? It gets shredded. And so now to go back, that's why I said, how in the hell did they go back and figure out who did what and if we were screwed over? Or how the hell did they know that? Because they pull out, they talked about it, how they pull out the actual ballot, they tally, put it into the system, and then that one gets shredded and they keep your signature envelope. Well, who the hell cares about the signature envelope? All that's doing is telling you that you signed your ballot. It made no sense to me here in Oregon anyway.
Yeah. And I mean, I can go down the list of all the things that also makes me mad about this state, but I think the biggest one that recently has upset me is how our last governor disenfranchised our vote for president by making it so that whoever wins the popular vote gets the electoral college votes for Oregon. So even if we say Trump, like in this case, if I voted for Kamala and Trump won the popular vote this year, and Oregon as a state voted for Kamala, doesn't matter. All of those votes have been disenfranchised and they all go to Trump. That's pretty much what happened. Now, that rule doesn't kick in until after they reach a certain amount of states that equals up to so many electoral college votes, but that's not the point. The point is that my vote has been disenfranchised and I didn't have a say so. They didn't put this on the ballot measure for us to vote for from the state level. They just pencil whipped it in and said, we're in. And I don't like that.
If they don't do a one-day vote on paper ballots with viable ID, there's going to be corruption of bigness. You could cut down so much fraud by that.
It's so wild hearing all this.
What do you mean? Elaborate.
Just being from Texas and how different it is. It's they have early voting for like 2.5 weeks. So you can go to all these spots and go vote.
Yeah, we have early voting.
They don't mail anything like that unless it's like a special, if you're like military or you have certain reasons. And when you walk up to the polling station, they have somebody outside that's yelling at you like, get your ID ready, get your ID ready. You go in, you have to present your ID. You see him on the computer, they look you up to make sure you're in the right district. Oh, there's his name, and take him off.
Exactly. That's how they do it here, unless you mail in.
And that's how they do it in Oklahoma. You have to go to the right polling station, and then you show your ID, and then they look you up to make sure you're the right person and that you're in the right precinct. Because if you're not, they'll send you to the other precinct, and you got to wait in line again. Yeah. The only thing I don't like about in Oklahoma how they do it is they still allow people to lobby your vote up to 1,500 feet from the building. At least it was when I was there. And I hated that because you were constantly getting fucking catcalled. Hey, vote for this person, vote for that person. It was annoying. It was almost intimidation tactics in some cases. But I think they changed the rules since then. I don't know. At least when I was there, that was the case.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's Texas is pretty good about it. I know it could have been 2016, 2020. I know this lady in San Antonio, she was taking mail-in ballots or paper ballots into like nursing homes, getting those people's names and doing that. She got caught pretty quick. Guy here in Houston tried to vote twice for Trump. He got caught. It is pretty strict here. Very easy and strict. As it should be.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I think I went over all of the tabs I had. I was trying to see if there was more, but
all right, let's close the show. Goodbye, everybody.
Yep, yeah.
I was just making sure. Make sure I hadn't forgot something. No, it just means we just get a bullshit.
What do you mean?
I mean, isn't that what we're already doing?
Kind of, yes. LW, is that your RV?
What's
the
that?
one that's on fire?
No, I was trying to burn down Gigi's. It looks like I got the wrong one.
What are friends for, man?
A pal. My bad. Is it raining where y'all live?
Where I live?
Yeah.
Not where I live. It's hotter than a pistol. It was 92 today. Well, when I got in my car, it was 98. I thought I was going to die. It's just too hot for me.
We've been in like the low 70s and shit or something. It's been very cool up here on the mountain.
It was 100 and something here today. It was.
In fact, I just had to cut off my fan. It's cool right now. It's probably about 50 something degrees outside, 60 maybe. And it rains a little bit. We've been getting quite a bit of the rain, torrential rain there, you know, so had a hailstorm. Booming like thunder, man.
It's 73 right here at 9:30 at night.
It's 83 degrees right now.
At 11:30 at night.
Yep. And when you get to August, it'll stay in the 90s till about almost midnight.
Oh my God.
It's 59 degrees where I'm at.
You son of a...
You suck.
No, I don't like it when it's cold, though.
It's not cold. That's perfect. That's perfect weather out there.
I will say it does get a little bit too cold for me over on this side of the state, but I mean, we went to negative 22.
But it's a dry cold.
Yeah, but that's worse. You go outside and breathe
Actually,
in.
no, it's not.
Your lungs like freeze up.
Oh no, but that's fine because at least it's not going to the bones
That's true.
Here, it goes straight to the bone. And it take you 6 weeks to warm up. It's a nightmare. I can deal with dry cold. I cannot deal with it being moist. Moist.
She said moist.
Sounds like a medical condition.
Well,
sounds like a good thing to me. You know what I mean? Most girls her age already. Never mind. I said. I almost went there.
Moist.
I almost went there. I know. She prays to be moist.
What? What?
I don't know, man.
Are we talking
I'm
barbecue
not
again?
sure either. No.
We're talking about apples. Get your mind out of the gutters. Ugh.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all better go on and sub up. We only need 21 more subs to get G to 1,000.
You're 21 away from 1,000?
Yes.
Let's get it. Come on. We can't
No.
start subbing up, people.
Exactly. Well, everybody that's here is already subbed up.
Well, go get some more people. Bring them in
Right.
here.
If each one of you brought one friend, we would only be behind one. We would only need one more. We'd be at 999 if each one of you brought a friend. Well, somebody just left. Maybe they went to find a friend.
What's it like to have friends again?
Um,
You guys are my friends.
well, see, there you go. That's
I'm
what it's
proud.
like to have friends.
I'm proud you consider me a friend, sir. I very much like you. You're
Of course. You are absolutely my favorite here. I tell you that all the time. I love giving you shit. You're my favorite.
Well, hell, somebody's got to. Everybody else scared to. Well,
Ooh.
not everybody. Shut up. I
Ooh.
heard you ringing before I had to clear it out. No, not everybody.
Gross feelings. Ugh.
The
Big
guy that's
boy.
trying to sell me solar, he subbed up to me, and he was going to have a bunch of his friends sub up too. He's like, I think we might be able to get you to 1,000.
Was that just him trying to get you to stop talking about your RV?
Yeah, you know it was.
We were talking about solar on the house.
It's a joke. Calm down. All right, I'll make 21 fake accounts and sub you up. Get you to 1,000 right now.
Right.
That's what Willie Dobson would do.
And then they take them all away from you. Oh, those look like fake accounts.
Maybe.
Are you going to do something fun when you hit 1,000? Like, are you going to like set your camper on fire or something?
No.
We could only hope. 24-hour stream, right, Gigi?
If it's good, if it's as long as it's good, I won't sell it right now.
Can we have Marvin come on?
I'll tell him.
How about
when I reach 1,000, you have to come on.
I'm telling you, man, I got to tell that guy how much he's my hero.
Okay.
Because he took one for the team, guys.
I think
we can have a raffle drawing for a gift certificate to the A crop.
To the who?
The A crop.
What's the A crop?
The Acropolis.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, let's do that.
Local joke. Nobody gets it.
It's a titty bar.
Yeah,
where's Marv now? Marv
Is
is in the living room watching Fox News, I'm sure.
Uh-oh.
Say no to Fox News.
Now is Marv sub to your channel?
He is. And he always goes and likes it too.
I mean, you kind of hold him
watches
hostage.
sometimes.
Good for him.
He watches sometimes. That's how come I can't call him a fucking asshole too many times. Then he'll see it and he might get pissy.
And
I don't
we'll
care.
take up for him. You know, that's not right.
Go ahead. He
He's
can
a
Matter
great
of
guy.
fact, matter of fact, you go to bed and go get Marv. Tell him to finish the show.
I like what you think, LW.
That's great.
Oh, he's a pretty good old boy.
He's a palsy wow.
I just have to keep him in line.
Oh,
I've never talked to him. I'd like to be able to talk to him. He's got to be a good dude.
I know to be married to me.
No, it got nothing to do with you. We know what I mean. Know what I mean.
Um, so maybe for my 1,000, I'll tell him that. Okay, for when I make my 1,000, you have to come on and visit with everybody, and you have to cam up too, old man.
We've all got a lot of questions for that man.
Questions.
Oh Lord,
So many questions.
ask away.
No.
He doesn't care. He'll answer them. Y'all just might be a little shocked on the answers, but
No, probably most of we already know the answer too. We just,
you
how
just
many,
want to hear him
how
confirm.
many psych meds does she take each day?
None. Bowls.
Oh well, okay. I can dig that. I understand that. Self medication. That's the best medication.
Yeah, whatever we want to call it. It keeps everybody around me alive.
Oh, thank you God for marijuana. For those about to tote, we salute you.
What else was I going to tell you guys? I thought there was something really cool I was going to tell you, but now I can't remember what it was.
Supposed to write these things down when you think, and you've been telling you that.
I know. I always forget to.
You see that news story that Ford auto workers were telling Farley, their CEO, that none of the young generation want to work here. I mean, none of the young generation want to work, period. And I don't think it's necessarily because they're lazy. It's just because it's like they don't have any hope. They're kind of stuck in a situation where, they can't afford housing. They can't afford.
Remember, they kind of formed him that way. They let him have excuses for not having a job and not getting their own places or not. They never. I wasn't that I never wanted my kids to live with us, but I always knew if I made it too easy, then why would they ever want to get out? Now, my kids really they didn't really want to hang out anyways here. They wanted their own lives and stuff. But I always tried to make sure that I didn't make things too easy. It's kind of like, if you make your company's bed too comfy, they ain't going to leave very easily. So you kind of have a lump in the middle. That way they don't stay too long.
Well, I understand that. But if you look at it from the younger generation perspective, let's say that like whenever I was in my teenage years moving out, I can get a part-time job, and then maybe somebody else that I got a roommate could get a part-time job, and together we can afford a 2-bedroom or apartment. You can't do that these days. I mean, you're having to pile 4 or 5 people into like a 3-bedroom apartment just to make it work, or you just have to keep dividing up that rent in order to make it happen. And I just don't know like what the answer is. I mean, the housing market has surpassed the job market. Like the wages haven't kept up with the housing market. Therefore, it's caused kind of an inversion effect because you can't go to work if you don't have a place to shower or sleep.
Right.
I mean, you end up living with your parents. So I feel really bad for the generation coming up because I feel like my generation was the last generation that could truly afford to move out.
I want to say one thing real quick, and I would agree with you. There's a lot of non-motivated kids out there, but I hate that to be the general direction what everybody wants to say, because there's a lot of kids out there busting their ass trying to get educated to get a job, and then they find out that the degree they sought there's no longer the field. It needs to be more on job training. Like my daughter, she's going after 2 masters at one time. She's already got people hustling to get her after college, but that's because she's worked her ass off for it. I send her no money except for fun money. Her mother gives her no money because she's fully and she's happy to be making her own way in life. She's proud of that, and I don't take it away from them. And there's a lot of young kids out there that are doing the same damn thing. Not that my kid's special. I'm just you know, don't give up on our youth. If you see there's a way you can help them, help them.
Well, okay, so let me back up real quick. I got to say something. I agree with the fact that you said that they need to be going and get a degree that actually matters, because nothing irritates me more than somebody going to get a liberal arts degree just to be a $15 an hour barista at Starbucks. And then they end up not paying their student loans because they're like, the heck with this. I couldn't do anything with it. What am I going to do with it? Well, that was your fault. You did that. However, the universities are the big problem here because they get guaranteed money from the government. They don't give a shit if you pay it because the government fronts it first and then you have to pay back the government. So the universities get whatever they get. So they're trying to recruit as many people as they can to their schools, doing whatever pipe dream they sell you. Whenever I was applying for colleges, it wasn't like that. You had to actually apply and get in based on merit and based on your academics. Now, hell no, they're out there recruiting you. They don't care what kind of a degenerate retard you are. They're like, come be at our school, come do this, come do that. They don't care. They just want you to join. They don't even care if you stay for one semester because they at least got that government money for one semester. It's free money to them. They don't have to pay for it. It's all subsidized by the government. That's why there's a student loan crisis going on that hasn't actually been talked about in the market or in the news very much. So I am sure that the universities are just as much as fault as the lazier generations coming up. What do you say, Eldub?
Well, I mean, I don't know the year, but like you said, when the government started guaranteeing the loans, the prices skyrocketed.
I feel like it was in the early 2000s. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it's like you used to be able to, my parents' generation used to be able to go to college, pay for the entire year, working a part-time job in the summertime to pay for the entire year by year. And it's insane. It's like taking out a loan for a house to go to college.
And they come out not knowing a fucking thing. Let's be honest.
Yeah, they just want
How
to go.
many of them come out and don't even have a job?
Colleges want them to come so they get that free money.
That's right.
To Baker's point earlier, my generation, you could start out at 18 years old, go be if you don't want to go to college, whatever, just run out at 18, go be a forklift driver. You could afford an apartment, a car, and have some walking around money. He's right. Apartments are $1,800. That doesn't exist for 18-year-olds anymore.
No, the housing market has surpassed the job market, and it's caused an inversion.
It does exist. The problem is those kids don't want to go out there and get those jobs. They don't want those jobs.
It does not exist.
Kids, what, forklift jobs don't exist?
They don't pay enough.
They don't pay enough to pay $1,800 rent a month.
No, not
$20 an hour doesn't get it done. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're making make $800, but then you get $400 of it taken away from you. You only get 4 weeks of it, and that leaves you about $1,200.
I don't know.
Or $1,600, excuse me.
My kid's in construction, and he makes damn good money.
Yeah, that's good.
Good money, and does not have an education.
That's good.
But I mean, you can't. That's kind of like anecdotal to the whole country and different parts of the country and stuff like that. I mean,
but I think that most of the people that he works with are the same way. They, none of them have educations, and they make good money, and they go to work, and but it's hard work. Here's the difference. I have two sons. One of them will not go out. He does not want to go do the working outside in the heat and all that shit. He's the one that said, no, I'm going to go to work at Intel. So he went to work at Intel. He doesn't make quite as much as the other one makes, but he still makes damn good money. Neither of them did a lick of education. I know tons of kids that have been out there and never even, they just said, I'm not going to waste my time going through college when it gets me nowhere. So they went and got jobs. Some went into construction. Most did not, because they did not want to work like that. Now, when you look at the kids that are younger, a little bit younger than what my kids are today, they do not want to go out. They don't want to go to work. They want to have a job that they can work from home on the computer, and they really aren't working. They just want to get paid for it. And that's
Well,
just the way it is.
A lot of them are making good money.
Well, this is like the argument, like if somebody makes a statement,
yeah,
most people don't eat possums for dinner. And somebody says, well, that ain't true. My cousin Bubba does. But that doesn't change the fact that most people don't eat possums for dinner. So you bring up construction. You live up in Oregon. There are no construction jobs in Texas.
No, that's, well,
Are you serious? Are you telling me Oregon's the only fucking state that has construction? They're only building roads and shit in Oregon.
Oh my God. Do you listen to her? Do you border Mexico? All the construction workers are from Honduras and Mexico.
I knew where you were going with that. I was going to say something that I wanted to stop and let you finish. Go ahead. I know where you're going with this.
Who do it for like $12 an hour. So, you know, there's different parts of the country, Gigi.
Okay, but they still have to have roads. Does Texas? They
Right.
don't need roads.
And they do
or they don't do it with they don't use heavy equipment to do it with.
I guess she's not getting it, Baker.
What he's saying is that they hire cheap labor from Mexico and they don't pay people. And all of those companies down there do it, so they don't have to pay American wages. They pay immigration wages.
Right. My grandpa and uncles, when they came from Alabama, that's what they did. They built half of Houston. They built the homes. They built buildings and all that stuff. They had careers doing it. And now they pay people $10, $15 an hour. And those people, it's not that they don't want to do the hard work as a construction worker. They just don't want to do it they don't want to take pay cuts and do it for $10 and $15 like the immigrants will. That's
So,
the
like,
difference.
You know, a lot of the trade workers up here, at least, you know, they join a union, they go through the trade, you know, they start their apprenticeship, they go through all the way to journeyman, they top out, and then they start making, you know, the journeyman wages. You know, that's good money. I mean, they start out $65, $70 an hour. That's just how it is. But that's one of the reasons why it's so expensive to build in the Pacific Northwest, is that you have to deal with the unions. That's just the way it is. Now in Texas, that's not so much. They're going to hire construction workers at the lowest wage they possibly can because they're not union down there. And
They go to fucking Home Depot and just pull up the truck and say, hey, I need 20 guys to throw
it's
a
like that in
frame up.
Oklahoma too.
Yeah.
But
Well,
anyway, the point still remains. Like he says, the prices of rent in this country, the average price of rent in the country is $2,000.
Mhm.
It's very high.
Mhm.
And for an 18-year-old coming out, what I'm saying is this generation cannot do it. I mean, they can. They have to get 2 jobs. You know, hey, you do what you got to do. I think the point Baker and I were making is it's not as easy as we had it.
No.
As everybody's making it out to seem.
And
I agree.
And like I left, you know, whenever I moved out, I was in college. I partied my way out of I partied my way out of college, and then I ended up going to trade school and getting that education, and then going forward with my career. So I had that path. Now I'm not saying that that's not a viable path these days, because it absolutely is. We need more plumbers. We need, you know, electricians. We need these trade craftsmen. We need that stuff out there. But a lot of kids, like you, to Gutters, your point is that they just want to stay in the basement and play video games.
Mhm.
You know, they don't want to get out. They want to have a work from home job because they're introverts thanks to COVID, and they just want to be left alone and just play their video games when they're not working remote or whatever the case is. So I get it. I mean, I understand that they want to take the easy way out, but if you want to get ahead in life and come on YouTube and bitch about things like we do, you know, you gotta put the work in.
Well, and I think the parents got to push their kids. They got to push them. They got to make them do it. They got to, even though they don't want to, and they're going to look like assholes, you got to just go, no, I'm sorry. You're not going to, I will be the mom that runs over your video games with my lawnmower. So get your ass up and get a job. Hell, get 3.
Yeah, well, that's just it, though, is that you do have to get 2 or 3 jobs just to be
Yeah.
able to make ends meet. I didn't have to do that. I was able to go to college or I was going to night school, and I had a full-time job, and I was able to sustain myself in a 1-bedroom apartment. There is absolutely zero chance of that happening anywhere here. None.
No, but most of these kids live with their parents.
That's
They
just
don't
it.
have jobs. But here's the thing: when they live with their parents, they're not saving the money. They
No, they're not.
literally go through their money and they still sit in the basement and they just go do their McDonald's job and then they're just fine or whatever it is. Or they do their I'm gonna sit in the basement and do my whatever calls and not have to ever leave. So my point being that if the parents don't ever realize what they're doing to their kids and pushing them more, then that's never gonna. I mean, it'll just get worse and worse. I mean,
Well,
look what COVID has done to them.
You are correct. I am not at all arguing what you're saying. What I am saying is that kids, the younger generation that's coming up to the 17, 18-year-olds, they don't have hope. They're looking at what it's going to take to move out of the house, and they're like, I can't do this. That's the reality of it, and that's what LW and I were trying to get to. What do you think about this, Duggar?
Plus, they got to have a car. Plus, they got to pay insurance. It isn't just about their home. Everything costs more money now. The ones that dedicate their to the self-sufficient life of knowing that sooner or later I got to leave mommy or daddy are the ones that get off their ass and go do something about it. And there's a lot more of them that will do that than I think that won't, that have the right upbringing. And the ones that don't have the right upbringing are going to be the little basement elves for the rest of their life, or till somebody actually kicks them out into the goalpost of life, and boom, here you go. Do your best. Mom and daddy died. That's how we get people like Dexter and shit or something. I don't know.
Well, this is a riveting conversation. I'm glad we went down this path.
I think, though, actually, that there's hope for our kids. I think there's a lot more good kids out there than bad kids that are worried about their future, and I worry about it too, because I have one at that age. The new group that's going to see the future of America and their way of life, and my people that come after me. So,
yeah,
I wish them best. I had a great childhood. I worked hard. I played hard. Government throws me a little money. I got a little extra money set aside, but will that devalue anymore and just cut me short? Who knows? I mean, I'm on this spinning rock with everybody else in this world. Everybody just needs to quit being mean to each other and let's click our hell and wish we were in Kansas. I don't know. I just pray for our world and I pray for our people. But you got to go look at it eye to eye with truthfulness in your gaze and seeing the stupid of the other. And I don't know if everybody's made of that kind of cloth.
So, to put things in perspective, there are cheap places to rent out there. Let's just not kid ourselves. But those cheap places that are for rent are not in areas that I would feel safe in.
Fuck no, especially here. If my son goes out, it's like, okay, well, the decent apartment in our neighborhood costs $1,800 for a 600 square foot apartment. Efficiency, but over here it's 1,200. Well, you can't go. He can stay here. He's not going to go over there and be involved in all that crap.
Hell yeah, $1,000 a month. He can hang out here.
Well, I think that's kind
buy
of
my new boat. Yeah, you are.
One of the things that we did with our kids was even after they were of age and they had came back and went, oh, geez, Mom or Dad, we're going to need to live here for a little bit longer. So what we said was you don't have to pay rent, but what you would pay in rent needs to go into a savings account and then some. So we don't want you going out and you don't get to go party quite as much as you wanted to. I understand that you're young and you still want to go out, but you need to put your nose to the grindstone and you need to save your money so you can get the fuck out of that bedroom, because I want my craft room back. Thank you very much.
Evil woman.
No, I would have gladly gave up. I gave up lots for my kids, and I always did and always will. But you have to put some pressure on your kids, because if you don't, like anything, it's like I used to say with the teenagers, Marvin, would go, well, why don't you just give them a little and see what happens? Just give them a little rope, see what they do with it. No, they're teenagers and they will hang themselves. No, you don't do that. We're going to make sure that they're headed down the right road before we, let them out on their own little path of.
You created adults. You were creating adults, and you did a good job. Everybody give her a golf clap for that good job.
No, trust me, there was lots of. They were not.
It's still ongoing. Who you trying to lie to? It's still ongoing. You're teaching them all the time.
Yes. But I think one of the things is that I've seen lots of people where they would go, okay, well, my kid has to live with me. Not forever. I mean, at some point they can save up. If they're living with you, they should be able to save up money. That was the one thing people were like, well, why don't you charge your kids rent? Well, they're living with us because they need to try to get ahead. So why would we charge them rent? I would rather they save that money so they can get out on their own at some point. That seems more feasible to me. So
looks like August would be a good time there, kid.
Well,
but yeah,
Gigi, I did Google it just so.
Yes,
we do build roads in Texas.
I thought you might.
Yeah, we do build them for sure.
I was just thinking that it was probably good.
I like that. That was your thought that I was saying. Like, we don't need roads in Texas. What are you talking about?
Because I said, well, I mean,
where we're going, we don't need roads.
You were like, well, you're in Oregon. Yes. We have roads in Oregon.
No.
Pretty sure you got them in Texas.
I found an interesting chart just to put things in perspective of what L-Dub and I were saying. And I'll use Oregon as an example because, well, fuck Oregon. In the 2022, the average home price in Oregon was $480,000. Do you know what the average salary was in Oregon in 2022 per person?
Probably like, I don't know.
It was $67,000. So if you want to go out and buy a home by yourself in Oregon and you make $67,000 a year, how in the hell are you going to afford a $480,000 home? That's basically your entire paycheck. Mm-hmm. And this was the point that I was trying to make, is that like wages have been driven down because I don't want to say it's necessarily illegal immigration that's caused this. I don't know what's caused it other than greed. But if home prices are going up and all the people that have, purchased into, after the 2008 crash, and they decided, I'm going to scoop up all this cheap land now because nobody can afford it. So I can afford it. I'm going to do it. They're holding on to it. They're not making any more land, right? So land prices go up, home prices go up, but the wages stay stagnant. That is a massive problem. And it seems like our politicians are aware of it. But I feel like it's just one of those virtue signaling things that they do, just like how they say, well, we're going to help the poor out. You've never once helped the poor out. You just want their vote. And whenever you're in Washington, you do nothing. And I feel like this is just another way of virtue signaling. So putting that in perspective, $480,000 home price versus a $67,000 a year. So even if you had a two family income, was it $130,000 together? That's nothing. That's not gonna do anything. Like literally somebody's working just for the home. And if you have kids and you have car and you have rent on top of that, and this is what the younger generations are dealing with and what's stacking up. it's incredibly frustrating. I can understand how they don't have hope. Therefore, they're like sitting in their mom's and dad's basement, like, what's the point? Now you can be the parent.
See, that's where I differ. So
what are they supposed to do?
Here's the deal, because that attitude right there is why kids do that kind of shit right there, because they have parents that go, well, what else are they supposed to do? You know what you're supposed to do? You're supposed to put your nose to the grindstone and save everything you can. And I bet you that's exactly what LW ends up doing with, say, his son and his daughter. As they get older and it's time for them to move out of the house, he's going to go, okay, there's no way you can get out there on your own right now. There's no way. So
and I'm also going to, you're right. I'm going to tell him to put his nose to the grindstone. He's got to work his ass off to get what he wants. But I'm also going to, in that sense, like, it's a whole lot tougher for you than it was for me. So you got to work double as hard.
But if you remember right, it was a whole lot tougher for us than it was for our parents. So I remember my father-in-law going, I don't know how you kids are going to do this. I don't know how you're going to do it. And of course, me and Marvin looked at him with the dumbest eyes ever, went, we'll be just fine. We're going to go out there. And yeah, sure we were. Well, I mean, we fell on our face many times, but we did make it through it. And so I remember with my kids, it was the same way. And each generation, I swear, it gets worse and worse and worse. But the worst thing that you can do as parents to your kids is give them an excuse to not fight for everything they want. Because
I think we all agree on that.
Listen, I don't have kids. I don't have a dog in this fight, but I look at other people's kids and I'm like, yeah, what are you going to do? That's my perspective. I'm coming from a no kid perspective.
And not to sound all socialist like, because I'm not, even though I've been accused of that on this show before in the past. Well, moving on. That's neither here nor there.
Give me a minute. Go ahead. Finish saying what you're saying. We'll see if I'm going to do that again.
Let's do it again. Okay. Baker mentioned greed. Okay. So let's just take Walmart. If you take the CEO of Walmart and break down his pay per hour, 40-hour week for 52 weeks, he gets paid $13,000 an hour. Now, is there any way that Walmart could just pay him $1,000 an hour and pour that money into higher wages for the employees? Or is that too socialist? Or do you think he does $13,000 worth of work a day? Or no, that's just an hour. Sorry, not a day, but an hour.
Wow. I mean, you're not wrong. Oh. I mean, look at Jeff Bezos. He leases out the entire city of Venice for his wedding, and then they had 90 or 900 private jets flying in. That's got to be great for the environment. But you're not wrong.
So yeah, there's a lot of fucking greed too.
There is. There's a ton of greed. But I mean, that's unfortunately, if we just lived in a capitalist society, I think things would be better. But we live in a borderline crony capitalist society, and there's no doubt about that. Because if we, we have crony capitalism because that's what's happening in Washington. You have lobbyists who are buying votes, who are getting their way, who are exponentially making money. Look at Pfizer. Look at the pharmaceutical companies. Look at all that. Look how much money they made on taxpayers. Look how much money.
Yeah. On serums and stuff that they had stocked up in the warehouses that were never used.
They all got paid, every one of them, and their CEOs got bonuses, and their presidents got bonus. I mean, the list goes on and on about how crony capitalism has embedded itself. Now, again, capitalist markets have enriched more people than ever before in history. And there's no doubt about that. The facts speak for themselves. But the fact is that once you have capitalism, it leads to crony capitalism. Just like when you have socialism, it always leads to communism every time. So it's just, I don't know what the answer is. I don't know what the perfect answer is, but just to go back to the original topic that I brought up, today's generation is fucked. I'm sorry.
There's full-time employees that work 40, 50 hours a week at Walmart and still qualify for food stamps because they don't make enough. They barely skate by. There's
Unbelievable.
there's no reason in America that anybody who works 50 hours a week has to be supplemented for food because their pay equals their monthly bills and they have no
Right.
leftover money. There's no way that should be a thing in America, the richest country in the world's ever known.
I just can't. I can't imagine. And you have all these, people that want to flock to this country, and you have, one side of the political spectrum saying how horrible we are and we got to change, but yet we've got all these people flocking to our country. But then again, I'm on the other side of the fence saying, why do you want to come here? I can barely afford it. Why do you want to come here? It's like, people that say, well, I can't move to California because I can't afford it. It's beautiful there, but I can't afford it. It prices you out. Same way with Oregon, same with Washington, same with Idaho's getting that bad now. Like, good luck moving to Coeur d'Alene. Are you kidding me? Holy crap. You seen the housing prices up there? Holy crap.
Have you seen the houses out there around that
they're
lake?
They're beautiful.
Oh my God, dude.
That's where I was married at.
Gutters owns 4 of those houses out there.
No, I don't. Christ, I could barely rent one of their fucking rooms on the lake.
Isn't that crazy how expensive it is? I remember
when we got married, it was $210 for a night there. And that was not the honeymoon suite.
When you're catching fish, but you stop fishing, just drive around and look at that lake and the houses on it. That just tell you how stunning some of these places were. Because, there's some rich folks over there in Cadillac, I'm telling you. And that's a beautiful lake, man.
Yeah, it really is. We got another lake up here that's like that too, Wallowa Lake, and that is gorgeous.
I love it, man. I love it. That was just a good trip.
No, the prettiest lake of all is Crater Lake.
Okay, that's
Forever.
on a whole new level. I'm talking about lakes that didn't explode from a volcano and just become absolutely gorgeous.
Oh my gosh, it is crazy.
The water's so blue and so gosh. Well, as much as I love talking to you guys, I got a call tonight. I've got to wake up at my 5:45. So Duggar,
bye comrade.
Yes, comrade L Dub. We will chat with you another time.
I'll see
Doug,
I'll see you at the meetings.
We are the communists here in this community, it seems like. We're the socialist communist.
No, you're more just a socialist Marxist fuck. But we put up with you because you make sense.
Well, I appreciate it.
I'm entertained every time you're around. Thank you, sir.
I love being around you guys. I appreciate it. Duggar, love you, man. Gutters, I didn't know if I was going to talk to you before you went on your camping trip, but you absolutely enjoy your camping trip.
Yes.
L-Dub, love you, brother. I won't be around for a little bit because, more travel coming up. So until next time, we'll see you guys.
Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, see you guys.
Later. Bye.
Later. Wow, that's pretty interesting. If the CEO of Walmart gave his salary to the rest of the employees, they would each get an extra $12 a year. That's a lot of employees.
Well, $13,000 an hour. That's pretty good.
He said if he gave them all his salary, they'd get an extra $12 a year. That's a lot of employees. That makes money.
Yeah. You probably wouldn't give like the store manager and all the executives and marketing team, you wouldn't give them the money. You would give the stockroom boy.
You were talking about the prices versus the prices of houses versus wages. In Idaho, there's nothing in basically the hometown where I came from. They used to have, of course, sawmills and lots of logging, and then they stopped the logging, and so the town just kind of went to hell in a handbasket. And now all the Californians have moved in, and so the people there still make $7 an hour, and most of them do, because that's federal minimum wage. And the property there is like, I mean, let me put it this way: for say a 2 or 3 acre piece of land, it would probably be somewhere around the 500 to 750,000. Yeah. So these are people that are, they can barely, I mean, they're picking cans to try to make it through the week. And that's what they're having to deal with. I mean, never in my lifetime did we ever see somebody homeless in my hometown. And now they have homeless people there living in tents. And it's a cold sumbitch in Idaho. So amazing.
Yeah.
Well, life is gone about the time.
I don't know. I'm just happy to see Traveling Fools fights for the right for somebody to make $13,000 an hour. I like it. If I'm a communist, he's a corporate pig.
I feel like that was a little bit of a bait right there, but
I mean, almost 40% of Americans don't have $1,000 in their bank account. Last time I checked statistics and stuff like that. So, the stock market doesn't always. I mean, I went grocery shopping the other day. Bacon's still fucking $7. It's expensive to go grocery shopping.
It really is.
So you put that on top of high rent. Like my son's about to be 18. Car insurance for him for full coverage for an 18-year-old because he's young. I guess they consider him high risk. It's $300 a month.
Yeah,
it's expensive. Everything's expensive.
Yep. Yeah, that's why we were looking at doing the solar for the house, because we figured, at least it was going to be I mean, at the rate our electricity has gone up, we would actually be saving. It would start out, we would save about $25 to $35 every month. And then the next year we would actually save more, and then, so on and so forth until the 25th year when everything would be paid off, which, you might at that, they'll replace everything up to that point, like anything that goes wrong with it. And you can get batteries so that you can store some of your electricity. Otherwise, our light company will keep it and then dole it out to you throughout the year so that you don't even have a light bill. So it's kind of cool, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
What a pain in the ass. All I can think about is, oh yeah, sure, I know. My luck, I would have the one that catches on fire and it, burns my damn house down.
Right.
But you'll have insurance. You don't need it. You're paying insurance. What the hell? Sometimes you gotta wreck the truck to pay the bill.
Yeah. Well, dang.
Get the car insurance.
I'd rather just sell the house. That would just work better. Eventually.
Yeah. You want to be mobile? RV life for you?
Not all the time. No, we still, in a way, we'd like to be able to have a shop that we can just pull the RV right into, and it has, somewhat of a apartment inside the shop, and then,
that would be cool.
Yeah. And then be able to, go and take off. And the thing about it is this is not, Oregon's not where we would call our domain, whatever they call it.
Final home?
Yeah. We would find a state that didn't charge us taxes.
Tennessee.
I think that Tennessee's one of them. There's a couple other ones that we're looking at. So and we'd basically just buy a lot there, and
Home base.
mhm.
There's still places. I've been doing some research lately in the Tennessee area.
Yeah.
There's still some pretty cool spots up there you can get. I don't know, man. That's all Tornado Alley over on that side. I don't like tornadoes.
No, well, that's the thing is it's only for I mean, we'd go there, but it wouldn't be during tornado season. It seems like we're not quite sure when tornado season is anymore there, but it would just be, so that we could actually not have to pay taxes and drain our entire life savings to live. So we'd like to at least to make it till, the end of our lifetime with what we have. So
Well, you've got a long time left. You're only 39.
right. I know I got a long time left, so the money's got to last a long time. Black
He-
Diamond, no, I'm not just like Lester and Jamie. Oh hell no.
Kia says she gets her solar for free. Petrol for generator is about $30 a week in the winter. It costs about $500 a year for wood heating. Yeah, you off the grid? Totally.
Yes, she is.
Cool beans. Yeah, I got a buddy that lives off the grid up in the mountains over there by Madrid. Beautiful house, man.
She's in New Zealand.
Yeah. He's got this great big stove that he cooks on, bakes in, everything. That's main heat for everything. He gives him hot water. He's got a hell of a rig up there, man. He can crank it up in a minute.
Oh, see, Kai said her daughter had her month's power bill was for June, which is in the winter there, was $700.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That'll break you.
From a board.
Yeah, they can't get those power bills can't get expensive.
Yep.
Southeast Texas when you're consistently 98 degrees for like 5 months.
Yes, sir. Sounds like she was using little small heaters. Them things suck the power instead of having central heat.
We average $189 a month.
Oh, I can't remember the last time I've paid under $200 for electric bill.
I get mine was 80. That in the summer, spring and summer, it goes down to about 80 and about 120, 140.
Well, you're living the life over there, man. It's July and you're over there at 59 degrees at night. That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's why I kind of said here. No skeeters either, so
yeah.
It's pretty nice place, bro. You really get hot for about 3 or 4 weeks, a month. And then it starts bellowing out, getting ready to freeze your ass to death. Because it gets cold, this son of a bitch. But I like it, actually, sometimes. When I was younger, I could foresee being warmer during the winter months, and Florida's really, really calling my name. I love Florida. Beautiful place to live. You just go find a good beach island.
They got bugs that can shit. They got bugs big enough to carry you off.
Oh, you ain't never been to South Texas.
No.
You got some flies that'll bite your ass in Oregon,
Yeah, but they're not big enough to carry me off.
Yeah. You don't have to fight the bugs that much, especially during the day. You sweat your ass off.
And I ain't never swimming in no water in Florida ever.
They got saltwater crocs.
Yeah, no, I'm never.
Sharks. They come in to eat you, But there's some scary stuff in the water, people. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm partial to Idaho rivers. I don't even swim in the river here in Oregon because their rivers are nasty.
I'm done with swimming offshore. I know what swims in them waters.
Yeah.
Yep.
You
I'll
know,
never forget the time that we went to Dorshak Dam. My stepdad, we went fishing and he pulled out these great big ass fish. I mean, they were huge. They were bigger than I was. I was like, I don't know, 7 or 8. And then he threw the dog in and he threw me and scared the shit out of me. I just knew one of those fish were going to come and eat me. I mean, they were huge. I couldn't believe he just thought it was okay that I swam in there when there was these huge monsters in there. We just pulled them out.
dude, when I was fishing, we was finishing up the night's drag of, separating the shrimp from the pile, and it got to be about 10 o'clock and it was hot. It got hot quick, even though we were under canvas. So we took the ice hole ladder out, got Larry just hanging out there, and we went out there and hung out on something they call the lazy line. It's what pulls the net in, okay? And but it had these swells that would come by and it would put you sit on that lazy line and swells would catch you, but you'd be underwater sitting on that line, and it would just pitch you about 40 or 50 feet. I mean, you could do tricks coming off that thing and just hold up your hand because the current would wash you right back to it. And we got out of there and I went to pull the ladder and looked down there, and there's about an 18-foot hammerhead, a monster hammerhead shark. Oh my God. Gutters. It freaked me out, but we caught big sharks a lot. And we had a bait already rigged up with a chain and everything, had a basket with a crap load of deep sea trout line. And we threw it we threw that thing in there, and he ate about a 8-pound bonita with one bite. Just hope it was his. And he took off a little bit, I guess, to eat his food. And I went throwed a bunch of slack in that rope, and when he come to where it tightened up again, I took off running across that deck and set the hook, and I had gloves. We were ready for this fish. He cut a groove about an inch deep in the horn, that we were going around, and with the rope to help use it as a brake to try to stop him. He wouldn't have stopping him, and he broke the chain, not the line, by the way. But that was the biggest thing I ever seen. I ain't been in the Gulf of America since. Okay, because they come in shallow water. And bull sharks, that shark, that's the most populous amount of shark anywhere, and they bite more people than any other shark. They're crazy sharks, and they hunt the coast. So I don't do water. I know I rambled on, so sorry.
Yeah, it scares me. Man, I ain't into it. I was raised on a river that you could see all the way to the bottom. So, and it was actually called the Clearwater River. So, yeah, I don't like murky water, none of that shit. No lakes. I really don't. I mean, I'll swim in a lake, but it really needs to be clear. Which means it's going to be colder than hell. More than likely.
You don't like fishing, Gutters?
I just always get tangled up. I always have good luck when I do go fit. Like when I finally get my rod, my line in the water and everything without tangling it up.
Yeah.
I always catch fish, but fucking line always tangles up on me. And oh my gosh, my Uncle Reg, he tried to have patience with me. He'd always take me out fishing, and
Just use a push button pole. Get you a 33 Zepco for bass and stuff. They're the greatest. You don't have to worry about tangled up. Hold the button, and as you throw it, the go button, and reel it up. and it's not going to tangle on you.
Yeah, we probably have one out there. Hell, I don't know. Marvin's got a whole setup. He's got rods that, he took to Alaska to catch great big halibut on, and he's got all kinds of rods. Little ones, big ones.
I got a bunch of fishing poles. I probably got about 80 fishing poles.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, yeah. Some of them are antique, but most of them are, you could go put them on your boat. And I'm a serious fisherman, but I haven't been fishing because of health reasons. And don't want to go. I didn't feel like going. Pity party kind of thing for myself. I've come out of it, though. I'm back to fishing.
There you go.
Don't be concerned. I just
Marv, he got up early this morning and went flying. I was like, geez. All right.
And you didn't go with him?
No, I don't go in the air. No.
What?
Not anymore. No,
Just get a
when they
parachute.
decide to reduce the standards and all kinds of weird shit started happening. Do you realize that about 3/4 of a mile to a mile away from me is where that door fell off of that airplane?
Quit worrying. You're covered by God.
No, I am not doing. You're right. I don't worry about it because I ain't getting in the fucking air. I have an RV. I'm good with that.
What are you whining about now?
Nothing.
She doesn't fly. Her old man went flying without her.
Yep. We used to go flying all the time together. All the time. But no, thank you.
Well, you got to make that sacrifice to go with him.
She says this, and I'm getting ready to fly in the morning. Yeah, don't forget, Marv's an airplane mechanic. Don't forget that one. For
Sleep
probably
tight,
the
Baker,
same
sleep
airline
tight.
you're getting ready to jump on.
Don't worry. Marv is a great mechanic. I know this.
Jesus, he says. I'll never forget the time he took my mom from here to Idaho. She lived in Idaho, and so he loaded her up in the plane and took her. And oh no, wait, it wasn't in his plane. It was on a commercial flight, but he worked on this aircraft the night before, and so it's him and my mom. And he leans over and he points to her out the window, and he goes, "You see that right over there?" And she's like, "Yeah." And she said, "There's duct tape right underneath that wing." My mom turned about 17 shades of blue, man. She's just like, "Oh my God."
My kind of guy, man. That's good
Okay.
God.
Cool.
Wow.
As soon as he takes off, he looks out the window. Oh shit, I forgot to check that.
Damn it. I left the tape on. That means I forgot to put the screw in there. Shit.
Hey, remember, if you're not subbed, hit that sub button. I know most of y'all are loyalists. Everybody I see is blue.
Pretty much. We've gotten a few new ones. If they keep coming back, they were asking about wrenches, but just so you know, of course, everybody that's blue already knows it, but
Always worried about people who beg for wrenches.
well, they weren't begging. They just asked, "Oh, well, you'll know who I am because I'm the one without a wrench or something." And I don't do it to give you mod. I give it to you so that you can just network and find out. It's easier to go to everybody's channel than they don't have to post 900 links and all that shit. So,
Well,
yeah.
we're down to 20 subs from 1,000.
I know it.
We got it. You got one tonight.
20 to go.
Yep.
Dun-dun-dun, 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 dun-dun-dun. It's the Gutter Pub Show.
We'll get there.
You one crazy bitch. Come on and play with us.
We're good peeps.
Huh?
We're just crazy.
Is there people actually watching us?
Well, supposedly 16.
Wow. Y'all are not AI or nothing? I'm glad to see everybody in here now. That's pretty cool. I can't believe people listen to our nonsense and hang out with us. You know, y'all are our kind of people. You put up with us, and
Look at Beers to the point where
especially
he's
her,
like,
especially
okay,
her.
he's just putting in the eyeballs. Oh yeah.
I'm not AI. Cheers.
Yep. No AI here. We're all real. Well, at least we tried it.
Thank you very much. Better come in.
But I think we've about wore everybody out. And we've been on here for what, 3.5 hours? We've done good, right?
Yeah, we got the RV fixed. We had some bad arguments.
Yeah. No,
I
we
got-
didn't.
I
Those
know,
were good arguments.
It was fun. It's always fun.
Yeah, it was good argument.
When are you going on vacation so we can all start talking about college football again?
I'm going on vacation. No, you're still not talking about college football.
You're even
Oh, yes, we are.
She's going to control us from the road.
She has no power.
I have all the power. You guys don't want to talk about football. Wait a minute. Maybe we're not going. Wait, because I just got to checks. Usually that means hold it. Oh, no.
She's a Beavers fan, guys.
Beaver.
Giggle Maggies. Hell
I'm
yeah.
not really. I'm not really a Beavers fan, but
I
y'all
sure
made
am.
me choose something,
I'm a fan of the Beaver.
and I didn't want to choose anything.
Mr. Duggar is a fan of the Zack Attack. The Zack Attack.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yell it up, you lady. Still the finest military school in the world, as far as I'm concerned.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. They just, I think it was 56. They just graduated 56 officers for the armed forces. And a lot of them are going in the armed forces as a grunt, you know. It's basic military mentality, but a hell of a school. They don't play that game.
LW?
Yes?
Did you hear us? We started the show with the voice that you said that we should do it all the way through
the
live. Do you remember that when you said that?
Yeah.
We started with it.
I missed sorry, I missed the first part of the show. I'll have to go back and not watch it.
Yeah. He never misses a chance. I love him.
Never.
That's why I love
on
him.
it.
He is my boy. I cannot wait to hug his neck and have a cold beer with him.
For sure. How long did you go? What's that, Mr. Duggar?
That's going to happen, you know.
Oh, it better. So how long did you go talking like that? How many minutes in?
Let me see. I think it was
Sweet baby.
I think it was a little more than that, actually.
I think it was too.
Yeah, you been taking them damn drugs.
It's crazy.
Gotta get off that dope, woman.
Okay, I'm done.
It's like being in that's a circle of hell right there listening to that.
It makes me think of Wizard of Oz.
It makes you giggle. Makes her get hello.
What's that?
I don't know. There's lots of
how's
stuff.
the words go to the the little short people singing?
The
On
lollipop.
Wizard of Oz.
We are members of the lollipop.
The lollipop.
clan.
Yeah. How's that go?
Gang, lollipop.
The
Lollipop gang.
lollipop.
We are members
No,
of
I
the
want to know the
lollipop
real
gang.
words so I can
And
sing
we
it.
really say hello to
Because
you.
LW wants me to.
I'll
Yeah,
listen
you-
to it if we can get one more sub before we close this out. I'll listen to it.
You know, Gutters, we could pair up on that and make a short, and
And make millions.
maybe quadrillions.
That's the only thing stopping y'all from being YouTube stars is that. For sure.
Oh, ye of little faith. You don't realize how many stupid people are out there.
I do. I'm talking to two of them.
Oh,
Just
you
kidding.
take that back, or I'm gonna tell the time you shit to bed.
That happened last night. I'll tell everybody.
I'll put a curse. I'll put a curse on you. You gotta poop to bed.
I'm just joking.
I'm not. You're gonna poop to bed. Gigi, you look stunningly wonderful tonight, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
All patriotic.
She does. She does. Couldn't you just sneak up behind her and pull her hair?
Right.
I don't want to get shot by Marv.
No, I'm talking about Marv pulling her hair, not me. Yo, we love Marv. He took one for the team, guys.
Okay. It's Baker said that we got it. Play the song.
We welcome you to the Munchkin Land. We thank you very sweetly. We welcome you to the Munchkin Land. No, that ain't it.
Make her stop.
Okay, I'll stop.
Sorry.
Don't make me go get Thor.
Is Wolf sub to me? Like Wolf Neve? Yeah, he's sub to me.
Severino. He's Severino.
You can't understand. Well, just a minute, because I fucked it all up.
Such
What's-
language from a
What's
lady.
the name of the song?
Lollipop Guild.
Lollipop
Guild.
Guild?
Yes.
What?
I think it's 47 pages long.
Shut the
And very good. Possibly
Here it is.
47 pages long.
We're gonna listen to a second of it. Hopefully, it don't do anything.
See, that's
We
my
don't care.
boy. That's my boy.
We ain't scared.
But we are.
Let me go do it here. That was loud.
By the way, it's gonna take somebody clip this
Yeah,
for me.
somebody talk.
Somebody clip this for me while she hunts to do something on the computer. It's hilarious.
Right, clip it,
Fucking-
boys.
I about peed down my leg watching her do it a while ago. It's hilarious.
What?
When you was trying to get that picture on or movie or whatever you was putting on, you sitting there talking to yourself.
I
A
have to.
little schizophrenic self. There was all the people inside her were trying to get involved in that chore.
Shut up.
Oh,
Okay, here we go. It's not even funny. Okay,
You
what?
know it is.
Stop. Urge.
That was a good bit.
Unmute. Go back. See, I'm still doing it. Sorry.
I
Sure.
rest my case.
Okay, here we go. I got it. I'm gonna sing it with them. But wait, I need the words. Oh Lord, this is a lot of work, fools. Why don't you get up here and show me how to do this? Lyrics. Yeah, right there. Okay, are you ready?
is this going to get you a copyright?
I don't care. I ain't scared. We represent the lollipop club. Yep. Okay, this is it.
This is a good time for everybody to take a bath with a toaster.
It's fine. Okay, here we go. Mm. We represent the lollipop girls, the lollipop girls, the lollipop girls, and in the name of the lollipop girls, we wish to welcome you to Munchkin Land. Okay, I feel better. I couldn't sing it right. I love you, laughs of the dagger. I don't care. You don't scare me. Sing along, everyone. We need a better one. I love it. Okay. Well, fine. These guys are muted, and I'm just gonna sing us out to this, because I know how much fools love them.
You really must stop.
Using the feature should be illegal, but it ain't. You're losing fucking subs, dumbass. I don't care. Fuck it. LW, where'd you go? What the fuck do you want now? Would you go take a fucking light off, please? Okay, fine.
Nobody
Wants to hear us talk. So fuck it. We're out.
Oh no.
Y'all have an awesome 4th of July. And thank you very much for being here tonight. Much appreciated. I had fun, even if nobody else did. Thank you very much. And we will see you. Remember, I will not be here Friday morning or Friday night.
Y'all calm down.
And LW, are you doing any? You're muted. Mr. Duggar, you're obviously not doing one right now. You do surprise pop-up
Well,
stuff.
yeah,
huh?
if it's going to be an invasion, you got to be sneaky about it and just pop
All
in
right.
whenever.
All right. Well, there you go.
There may be an invasion. I think my spaceship is almost fixed.
You never know. You never know. It sounds like nobody's streaming 4th of July, but I think
Well,
everybody's got stuff they're doing.
Yeah, I got
I probably
plans.
won't be able to get service.
Yeah, I got plans.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is I probably won't be able to get on YouTube. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't think the reception's good there. So FYI, I'll probably be out for a few days. So yeah. But y'all have a great 4th of July. Mr. Duggar, thank you for coming. LW, are you doing anything this week?
To be determined. I'm not sure about the schedule with
Okay.
the holidays and everything. But thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. It was fun as always.
Yes. Always. You're always welcome. All right. And Mr. Duggar, you as well.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for having me on. And for the people that sit here and listen to our nonsense, we appreciate you most. Tell your friends about Gutters. Is so close to being to 1,000 subs. Remember, she appreciates all the support she can get. She's new at this, but she's getting to be an old pain in the ass already. So you go ahead and sub up and have fun with her. She's good people. Everybody else has fun with her.
Thank you, Mr. Duggar. All right. Hey, SO. All right. We're going. Thanks you. Hey, SO. Bye, SO. All right. Good night, everybody. Thanks for coming. If it wasn't
Everyone have
for
a
you.
blessed week. See you
We-
later.
Yes.
God's blessings on everybody. May Jesus should be number one in your heart.
News bulletin. Step right up, got tickets on sale. In today's episode, trains coming off the rails. Watch it all burn from the screen on your phone. But don't you worry about it, you're safe at home. Every talking head will tell you everything's fine. It's the blind leading the blind. Yeah, it's a circus out here, we're wobbling on a wire. There's a lady with a beard, clowns juggling fire. Elephants and donkeys got us jumping through hoops. Y'all wish that I was lying, but you know that is the truth. Get your popcorn ready and pour you something strong. If the world's still spinning, the shit show goes on. You're the world's strongest man, just drop the ball. And the tent's caving in from the weight of it all. Yeah, the lion's at the cage, puppets in a rage, and the ringleader's on parade. It's a circus out here, we're wobbling on a wire. There's a lady with a beard, clowns juggling fire. Elephants and donkeys got us jumping through hoops. Y'all wish that I was lying, but you know that is the truth. Get your popcorn ready and pour you something strong. If the world's still spinning, the shit show goes on.
Come on! Witness the greatest show on earth! Restore the flame!
It's a circus out here, we're wobbling on a wire. There's a lady with a beard, clowns juggling fire. Elephants and donkeys got us jumping through